dude, what is the chances? The other day when I started my live, this song was on. And now it's on again. I guess it's a popular song on this station. Fuck this station. Whoops. There goes my monetization. Oh, what is this? Oh, it's some old school, baby. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooh, hi. Stay together, little out. Oh, no, this is Lenny Kravitz. What? What? I thought it was old, but it's not that old. Talking to myself. Oh my God, I have the worst headache. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 papito. Hey, good morning. How is everybody doing? Holy shit. It's a gloomy day here. A lot of clouds out. How's everybody doing? I need a new hobby, guys. I was thinking, maybe you guys could help me find one. I don't have enough hobbies. I need a new one. I need a new one. Whoa, that is the weirdest tree I've ever seen. Very skinny. All right, come on, guy. Driving like 20 miles an hour here. I didn't take Ovi with me today because I don't know what he did to his leg, but he started limping yesterday, and then today he's still limping, and I didn't want to bring him in the car because I don't want him to jump out the car, and then hurt his leg. I don't know what the hell's going on, but dogs hurt themselves. I don't know, dude. I don't know. He puts weight on it, so I think he's like, okay. It's just, he's kind of like limping. That's gotta suck, man. You got 4 legs, one of them's no good. Skank Wrangler is a great hobby. That is a good hobby, right? I thought so. We're gonna take a look. I made a little video yesterday, but I only released it to members only yesterday. So we're gonna take a look at it when I get home. My little video. How is everybody doing? Did everybody have a great weekend? I didn't do much this weekend. I gotta be honest. I was kind of lazy. Except for, well, no, I guess I wasn't that lazy. On Saturday, I did take pictures and get them loaded up on my website, which is a whole process. So I got to take the pictures on my camera, and then I got to load them on to, my computer and fix them a little bit, just like the light, the brightness and stuff. And then I got to change the sizes because when my camera takes a picture, it's huge. And I got to resave all the files. I got to open them up back up in Photoshop, change the sizes on them so that they're smaller for the website. And then from there, I got to list everything on my website, which it's a lot of work because I got to load the pictures. I got to write a description, and then I got to weigh everything to see how heavy it is for shipping. And then, it's a pain in the ass. It's a whole pain in the ass. It's actually not bad because I could list them at least from my phone. So I don't have to, I hate sitting at a computer. I don't know what it is. Like, I hate working on my laptop. Anything I can do on my phone, I do it on my phone. So my life is a cannabis festival. Girl, they're opening so many weed places here. It's crazy. I never thought I'd see the day, When I was in high school and like weed was this, I smoked a lot of weed back then in my 20s and shit. And I thought it was like just such a, this underground world. And I can't believe that it's fucking legal. And they're opening up tons of dispensaries here. I just never thought I'd see the day. But you know what? It's I was having this conversation with my husband the other day because I was like, we were talking about all the dispensaries they were opening, and I'm like, it sucks. I don't smoke weed now because it gives me fucking anxiety. That's the whole reason why I don't smoke it. I get bad anxiety when I smoke it, and I'm like, he's like, well, there's different kinds of weed. I'm like, yeah, dude, people have been saying that shit for years. They're like, oh, there's sativa and there's this and there's that. Look, dude, I've smoked every fucking type of weed out there that you could smoke. And none of it, they all make me feel the same. I don't buy that shit. I just don't buy it. Because people are like, oh, this weed makes it tired. This one gives you energy. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Because I've smoked every type of weed you can smoke. And I've never fucking felt any different. They all make me feel exactly the same. I said to him, I go, well, that's like there's different types of beer, right? There's like IPA. There's different types of beers. There's light beer. There's regular beer. They all give you the same result, right? When you drink them, you get drunk. So, I don't know. I don't buy that shit, but whatever. If people think it's a real thing, then sure. Sure. The only time I've ever felt different is when I ingest like a gummy or something or chocolate. Because when you take weed and you eat it, it's a body high that you get. You don't get that same head feeling. But you still get it a little bit. But it's just crazy. I can't believe it's legal now and you could just go to a dispensary and get weed. Like, so weird. So fucking weird. So I guess there's still always going to be, people that sell it independently, but you could get that government weed, or you could get that, the government regulated weed, or you could get the regular weed. It's just fucking crazy. Absolutely crazy. So I read an article that said recreational pot has caused a decreased use in prescription and non-prescription opioids. So I guess it's not a gateway drug. Yeah, right. I look. I mean, I don't know. I got no problem with people smoking weed. I'm all for it. You know, I'm all for it. I think it's way better than drinking, and obviously taking prescription medication. So, um, I think it's not. I don't think it's a bad thing. Weed. I think it's actually a good thing. You don't see people like. When have you ever heard of like an accident where somebody smoked weed and then they killed somebody? You know, that doesn't happen. Or like people getting rowdy or abusive because they're high on weed. It's fucking weed. It's weed. That was the best in Half Baked. He's like, he's at the rehab for weed, and then Bob Saget stands up and he's like, weed. He's like, he's like, I suck dick for cocaine. Like, you have a fucking weed problem. I wouldn't compare it to. I would compare it more like to different types of alcohol. Right. Something like that. That was a great movie. They don't make movies like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Those are fucking great movies. The old 90s fucking stoner movies. So, all right, I'm pulling up to my house. I got the worst, dude. I woke up in the middle of the night with the worst headache. Oh my God. And it just won't go away. It's in like my eye. You ever got that? It's like in my face more, not in my head. That makes sense. Well, my face is on my head, but you know what I'm saying. All right, let's go inside so I can get on the laptop. I just attack the fridge is all I do. Yeah, exactly. I attack the snack cabinet. I used to eat some weird shit when I smoked weed. Like, I had some weird snacks that I used to love. And the food just tastes so much better when you're fucking high. You're like, oh, this is great. This is just great. Like, I'd go to 7-Eleven in the middle of the night and I'd get a cream cheese bagel. And then I'd get a cup of nacho sauce, like that nasty nacho sauce, and I'd freaking eat that. I'd dip the bagel in the nacho sauce. It sounds gross, but I'm telling you, don't sleep on it. Don't you sleep on it. I don't believe in the gateway theory. If you want to use the gateway theory, then alcohol would really be the gateway drug, right? Because that's really the first thing most people try because it's easy to get. So, you ready, Ovi, to eat your breakfast? All right. Here you go, my friend. I don't know why she just popped in my head. Where's Alicia been? I just like thought of her and I'm like, where's she been? I haven't heard from her. I'm gonna have to reach out to her. Make sure she's all right. Oh, you know what? Well, I'm talking to you guys. Let me go grab my cigarettes so I don't have to go back out here. Keep everything bagel seasoning on hand at all times. Really? They sell that? Why would they sell such a thing? Why would they sell such a thing? Hold on a second. What the fuck is my cigarette? Maybe I already brought them in. Never mind. Oh my God. My son took the sticker off. We were at this store yesterday. What's it called? Uh, Ocean State Job Lot. I love that store. It reminds me of my dad's old store. And we went there yesterday to get some stuff for Ovi. And oh my God, I didn't plug my laptop in. You gotta fucking be kidding me. God damn it. I always forget to charge this fucking thing. Okay. Well, looks like I'm gonna be tethered to a cord today. God damn it. You know what's so funny? I looked last night to see if it was charging. Oh my God, I suck at life. Anyway, so we go to Ocean State Job Lot and they had like these like Crocs. My son wanted Crocs so bad. And I hate Crocs, you guys know. So he's seen these like they're not like real Crocs though. They're like they're called Zoogs. Zoogs. And he's like, Mom, can I get these? And I'm like, okay. I'm like, you want the $7 Zoogs? No problem. So I don't have to spend $40. I'm scared to spend the $40 on the Crocs because I'm like, you know, with my luck, my son's gonna be like, I don't like these. So, and then I wasted money. So we let him get them. We were laughing so hard in the car. My husband's like, yo, he's like, tell your friends, yo, I got Zoogs. You know, they're better than Crocs. We were dying laughing because I'm like, okay, you want those things? He don't care, my son. I'm like, you know what? That's pretty cool. He don't care. He's not like into the name brand shit. He just wanted the Croc, the look. I'm like, all right, they're so ugly, but I'm like, whatever, dude. Whatever you want. I'm just waiting for him to break his ankle in them. I'm like, you can't run around with these, you know? Like, they're not really sports shoes. Crocs make some good boat shoes. All right, let me get on my laptop here. You know what? I'm going to take more Advil. I took it at what, 3 o'clock in the morning? I think I'm good. I don't know what's going on, dude. I don't know what's going on. Hold on, I'm just going to pop some Advil. Try to keep on top of this headache. My son wanted Crocs. I bought him for him. He's wearing them for about 2.5 seconds. Yeah, exactly. That's why. Because I know my son. I just know him, and he's very like particular about things. So we'll see. He wore him to camp today. So I'm like, we'll see if he survives an entire day with his Crocs on. You know, it's good. These are giving him a little test run for a real pair. But I'm like, I'm not gonna buy him now anyway because summer's almost over. So. They're so expensive. You know where you got to go, Remy? You got to go to the outlet, the Crocs outlet. I just can't believe those shoes are so popular. Ooh, that just scared me. I heard my own voice. Ah! I was like, what? Who's talking? All right, let me switch over here. Do the 1-2 switcheroo. Oh, what's up? What's going on? Why is DMX playing? All right. All right. All right. So let's take a look at my little video that I made. I put it on members only because I was like, you know what? My members, I got to start like doing some members only stuff, you know? So I was like, let me put this on members only and then everybody else will see it on my live. We'll take a little look. It's a short video. It took me like 10 minutes to make this. So take a little look because, you know, I need a new hobby. Oh my God, why do I still have this? I didn't even realize I had this stupid blog post. Hello, Mr. Limpy Pants. Oh yeah, I don't know if like tug of war is a good idea when you're limping. I just don't know. I just don't know. All right, come on. You guys hear him? I don't know if it's a good idea, buddy. You're gonna hurt your leg. I don't know what is going on with his leg. All right. My son got me into DMX. I love DMX. I've been a DMX fan. I remember before he even had his own single album. What was it on? Money, Power, Respect. And I was like, this guy's gonna be the next big thing. And he was. He was the next big thing. All right. Only love his dirty voice. There we go. Here's the video. Let's, it's already playing though. Hold on.
I watched the entire thing. The entire thing. It was none of my subs in there attacking Joneson. That is a blatant.
All right. All right. So we're gonna read her. I didn't even know she made this post because I was what's the word? I didn't even see it. It was in my Discord. Somebody put it in my Discord. Like she tagged me in it, but I don't look at my mentions, so I never would have seen this. But it says, makeup mobster, for someone who watches everything I say and do, one would think that you should know at Wendy V came in my live the other night and specifically said, and she writes that in like all caps, she left me over misery/morbid. So maybe it's you. Now this is all in caps. It's you who needs to stop talking out their anus hole when you are 100% wrong. Okay. Find a new hobby, girl. She writes that in capitals. New hobby. Your obsession with me is taking its toll on you. Like, what, dude? Yeah, Laura, my obsession with you is really stressing me out, girl. You look like you've aged 20 years. I'm like, okay. Is business not going well that I am all you think about daily? Go outside, MM. And if you are going to be hyper-focused on me, please get your facts straight. Again, Wendy V herself came in my chat and told me herself. Not sure how you missed that since you know everything. And I'm like, wow, dude. If this doesn't scream how insecure Laura is, I don't know what does. Like, first of all, Laura, again, I don't have some little fucking weirdo sitting there. Like, I have no interest in your chat, bro. I don't fucking care what your chat says. And like, believe it or not, I really don't watch your fucking live streams as much as you want to think I do. I mean, sometimes I do if I'm bored, but or if we're reviewing them here, but like I don't sit there watching your fucking chat while like at all, dude. And I don't have people that are sitting there watching your chat, taking screenshots and sending them to me. Like, okay, so Wendy V came in there and said that. I still don't even fucking remember that. But who gives a shit? Is that like the worst thing that I could say about you is that Wendy V didn't support you? Why are you even bragging about that? I'd be like, yeah, that drunk bitch never supported me. I don't fucking know her. Like, I don't want to be associated. What's an anus hole? I don't know. It's like she's trying to be funny, you know? Like she's trying to be witty, but it's just not working out for her. Yeah, with a memory like hers. I know. She can't even remember what she did 2 days ago. But she remembers that fucking Wendy V came in a chat. And the only reason she quote unquote remembers is because Wendy V came in there recently. But like, I don't even remember Wendy V ever supporting her. But like, who gives a fuck, honestly? Like, what, you're that upset about that, Laura, that you woke up the other day and you were like, I got to write this post to make a mobster. And again, the stupid shit with like, oh, my business isn't doing good. Like I said in my community post the other day, like, Laura, my business is a side hustle, right? It's just, it's something for me to number one, keep myself busy, but number two, to just put some extra cash in my pocket, you know, so I could do things. But to be honest with you, most of the cash that I make on my business, I put it right back into my business. You know, I buy new things for my business. So like, I don't even really get to enjoy the money that I make from it most of the time, you know, because I'm like, I'd rather just buy new things for my business. Like, that's why I enjoy doing it. That's first and foremost. I'm not doing it to, you know, grow a fucking cement empire. Okay. I'm doing it for a side hustle, for some extra cash, but I'm also doing it just because I enjoy doing it. You know, I enjoy making these things. And so it's either I make a bunch of shit and I hold on to it, you know, and clutter my house up, or I sell it, you know. But my business isn't meant to support an entire family on here in my life. I'm realistic with what I'm doing, that it's a small business, okay? And that it's probably always going to be a small business, and that it's just for some extra pocket cash, dude. You know, it's like having a part-time job to me. I'm not looking to be the next fucking, cement fucking maker over here. She's so stupid. She's like, your business. And even if, let's just say, I could do more than one thing. What do you think? Business owners, all they do is focus on their businesses. They don't go out on the weekends, take their boats out and have fun and enjoy their lives. It's like all you could do is worry about your business. There we go, Laura's fucking narcissistic black and white thinking. But again, Laura, you got to look at yourself, because this works both ways. It can't just work for me. So the amount of time that you spend obsessing over Queen Bee and Jonesin and the Glare and all these other people, and you obsess over, okay, how's your business doing? How's your candle empire going? You must have a lot of extra time on your hands, right? So, that thinking has to work both ways. But anyway, here's my video, because I thought this was really funny. She was telling me I need a hobby, right? But this is what she did. This is what she did this weekend. I need a hobby. Okay. So yesterday, Laura writes this stupid community post to me, telling me how I need to find a new hobby. I need to get outside, etc. Hey, Vinny G, what's up? What's up? Etc. And I just want to know, Laura, what do you think you're doing that's so different from what I do? Because you're going to hear in a second what Laura says here, that it's like, wow, girl, you need to find a new hobby. So hold on a second. We're going to see who really needs to find a new hobby.
Which one of my subs attacked you in Heels' chat yesterday? I watched the entire thing.
So this is from Laura's live the other night.
The entire thing. There was none of my subs in there attacking Jonesin. That is a blatant lie. And if it's not a lie, then prove to me that it's not a lie. Right after this, we'll go through Heels' chat and let's see what subs attacked her. As a matter of fact, I have the subs. I have the chat. I took 67 screenshots of the chat. I took 67 screenshots. I took 67 screenshots. I took 67 screenshots. And guess whose subs never said one word to her? That would be mine. Out of 67 screenshots that I took, not one of them was my sub going for Jonesin.
It's weird. It's strange and obsessive. And
oh my God.
Jonesin, I have to agree with you there. It's fucking weird and obsessive to take 67 screenshots.
67 screenshots and 2 hours worth. 2 hours worth.
67 screenshots
and 2 hours worth.
2 hours worth.
And not one person after Jonesin.
So let me get this straight. Not only did you spend your day watching Heels in the Airs live, which I'd rather watch hair grow on my toes than watch that lady's lives, but that's besides the point. You spent 2 hours taking 67 screenshots. I don't know how you counted or why you counted, but 67 screenshots on a beautiful Saturday afternoon that you could have been doing something productive or just getting some fresh air or mowing your lawn or something. You sat there taking 67 screenshots from a chat to prove nothing, Laura, because you're arguing over the minutia and bullshit that's going on this platform. So again, I need to ask you, what are you doing that's so different from anybody else on this platform, from myself or anybody else that you say is so obsessed? Because I would say that sitting there taking 67 screenshots over the period of 2 hours, that's pretty fucking obsessive. Not to mention you spent another few hours live last night talking about all this bullshit and going over every little detail of Jones's live. So let me get this straight. I need a hobby, even though I'm the one who was not even online all day yesterday, except for late last night. And you spent the majority of your day watching Heels in the Air, taking screenshots, and then going over Jones's live, who you don't like. And you always say, if you don't like somebody, don't watch them. But there you are, obsessively watching her lives every time she goes live. Yep. But yeah, I'm the one who needs a hobby here, right, Laura? Yeah, girl. I think that would be you who would need the new hobby. I mean, dude. Oh, she's like bragging about this. She always does this. She like exposes herself. What the fuck is this with these titties? You guys see that? What the fuck is that? I don't know what the fuck that is, but that's fucking weird. Get them titties off my screen, girl. All right. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, you Laura, you fucking took 67 screenshots of a chat. Why, dude? Why? And why the fuck did you count them? That's the other part. What the fuck are you you're sitting around counting screenshots that you took and you're bragging about this? I mean, you got some balls to be telling other people that they need to find hobbies and all this other shit. See, like, there's a difference, Laura. I don't deny what I do. You deny what you do. You want everybody to believe that you don't like care about this shit and you don't have time for it. But to sit there in somebody's chat, staring at their fucking chat and taking 67 screenshots. All right, you shut up. That's a lot of time, bro. It's a lot of fucking time spent for what? You know, like, what are you getting out of that? Besides just wasting fucking valuable megabytes on your phone, like, because we know you ain't got no fucking cloud service. What the fuck are you doing, dude? You know? Like, that's such a waste of fucking time to do that. What a waste of time. I just like, oh, wow. So you proved to Jones in that nobody in your fucking, your little group over there said anything. Wow. You know, golf claps, Laura. Golf claps. We're real proud of you. Could you stop? You know, we're real proud of you. Hold on. I'm real proud of you. You know, like, I mean, what do you want? Like, an award for that? Wow. All these, like, dumb fucking things that she argues with people about that she finds important. I'm like, dude, like, something like, I would never fucking care. I would never care that much about something like that. It's so stupid. But then you're going to sit around and tell other people that, oh, you need a life. Get a hobby. You look like you aged 20 years. I think it's you, girl, who looks like, look, let's take a look at what Laura looks like right now. Okay, you tell me who, oh my God. Bro, you're killing me, Smalls. God. This dog's like intent on disrupting me today. You tell me who fucking looks like they fucking looking a little run down these days. Hold on. I don't remember where the fuck I saw this, so give me a second here. And then we're gonna look at something else with her. Hold on. Fuck, I can't remember the name of her fucking stupid channels. Listen, sit the fuck down and listen. I think it was on that one. I mean, you know, Laura's looking so fabulous these days. She's such a fucking fashionista. She's so fashionable. Like, oh, you looking rough. Like, Laura, I'm not trying to fuck you. All right, could you stop? Come on, man, you're annoying. I'm not trying to fuck you, so I really don't care what you think I look like, honestly. But, like, again, you look like this frumpy ass fucking bitch. You think I fucking care? Hold on a second. Why can't I find a fucking stupid channel? Yo, bro, you need to calm down. Shh, stop it. Oh my God. Hold on. Oh, Ovi, dude, stop barking already. Stop. Hold on. Is it on here? No. I just did this whole fucking thing. Hold on. Oh my God. Ovi, stop. It's got to be on her main channel. I'm not even going to play the whole thing. She's a fucking idiot. But, oh my God. Ovi. This dog can't decide if he wants to annoy me or bark at things in the backyard. Here's Laura's fucking beautiful, you know, ass over here. She's just looking so, dude. Oh my God. This dog's so annoying. Yeah, I know. Well, like I said to somebody in my comments the other day, you know, if I fucking hung my ceiling, my fucking camera from Mars, you know, and then fucking put myself in a 2x2, you know, pixel box while sitting behind a fucking ring light all the time. Because you know Laura ain't fucking never not have her fucking ring light on. You know, maybe I'd look as fabulous as her. But, I mean, all right, Ovi, you're killing me right now. Hold on, I gotta find my other window. I'm trying to play tug of war and then do that. Stop! I'm on, man. Ay, ay, ay. Look at her. This is Laura looking like, so fabulous. I should be jealous of her. She's such a fashionista. Hold on. Can I fast forward this? Because I really don't want to see her fucking video. Hold on a second. We're going to stop sharing this. Oh my God, her fucking terrible music. Hold on. This dumbass gives a whole fucking tour of her kids' fucking dorm rooms for whatever reason. She's like fucking, she has to live vicariously through her fucking children. Oh, here she is. Hold on. Fuck. I wish you could rewind these stupid things. She gives a whole tour. I'm like, really? Hold on. Holy stop. Oh my God. I gotta wait for this whole thing to fucking play again. Laura should be like, oh, you're stalking my kids, even though I put this on a fucking public platform. I don't know why she needs to do this. And if I was one of the other fucking parents, I'd be pissed. Like, why are you showing the inside of where my fucking kid lives, dude? Could you not maybe show all the weirdos on the internet the inside of my kid's dorm? Thanks. Hold on a second. Now I gotta wait for her fucking to shuffle her fucking ass to the mirror. You know that bitch walks so fucking slow. Very funny. Oh, here she is in all her fucking frumpy glory. Here she is. Yeah, 67 screenshots, bro. 67 to prove what? Here's Laura in her frumpy glory here. I mean, I should be jealous, guys. She looks so great with her Titleist hat from fucking 20 years ago. She really dude, her mirror must be so just look at this. Like, what are you wearing, dude? These manly pants with fucking oh my God, Laura, you gotta learn how to fucking fit yourself in clothes. I get it. You're moving around stuff, so you don't need to be dressed up, but you look like doo-doo, okay? We fucking telling other people how they look with your fake ass ponytail coming out of your fucking hat. Fuck out of here. Fucking frumpy ass. Laura, delete those screenshots. Yeah, looks are so important. They really are. All right, so let's get this frumpy ass bitch off my screen. And hold on, because this was funny too. This was actually really funny. I gotta go on social feeds page. Girl, sit the fuck down, Laura. Dragging her feet around like a sloth. Yeah, that's how slow she moves. I feel like, does she have any family and friends and shit? Why she gotta share this shit on the internet? Don't you have any family that you could share that shit with, or some friends on Facebook or something? Fucking sharing that shit on a platform that oh my God, hold on a second. Give me that. Where'd you get that from? Get over here now. Obi, get over here now. Oh my God. Fucking dog's eating styrofoam. My son the other day takes out all this shit outside to paint. Dude, stop. To paint this I made the gravestone last year, right? For Halloween. And this kid's already starting in with the Halloween shit. I'm like, Jesse, it's not even up September yet. Could you wait till September? So he takes out this styrofoam skull that I had. And I guess he left it outside. The dog's eating it now. Real smart, Jesse. All right, sorry. I had to go rescue the skull. All right, could you stop? Oh, stop. Come on, enough. Hold on, me. All right. Let's see this. Leave a dog alone. Leave a dog alone. I don't know why this dog does it. It's really weird. Not being mean, but I saw she lost all the way. Oh, thank you. Laura took the pic of the whole chat. When Jones and wait, what? Thank you, Beach. You don't have to super chat me. I'll read your comments. I try to read not everybody's comment because we do here all day, but I try to glance down at my chat. Thank you, I appreciate it. Let me get this straight. So she took a pic of the wrong chat. Oh shit, hold on. I'm losing his comment. So, all right. With heels, all right, hold on. When Joneson referred to Laura, people talking in chat with Heels, it was when Heels was on BX Beast Boys channel. Crystal is a mod for BX and he been going after Joneson with Laura due to Crystal. Oh, all right. I got you. That's fucking hilarious. So she really wasted her time then, is what you're telling me. Wow, bro. That is fucking sad. Honestly, like I would never, I just wouldn't even fucking care enough to sit there taking 67 screenshots of, I mean, I love you guys and all, but like, I really don't fucking care. Like, especially when it comes to Laura's people, what they have to say about me. I'm just like, whatever, dude. Like, look at these fucking people. You know what I'm saying? They worship Laura. Like, that's all you need to know. And then it's over after that. But thank you, B Tim. I appreciate the super chat. And I will put it to good use, finding myself a new hobby. You know, maybe I'll take up knitting or something with that $20. I'll buy some yarn and some knitting needles, you know, because I need to find a new hobby. Because I'm the one who needs to find a new hobby, not Laura, just me. Because apparently going live and talking about somebody, you know, means you're obsessed with them. Anyway, all right. Yeah, she's got some pretty stupid fucking idiots following her. Like, I kind of feel bad for them. You know what I'm saying? Because they're so trapped in her, you know, bullshit that they're just blinded by it. All right, so hold on a second. So this is from Social Feed's channel. Let me bring this up. I need my glasses. I am blind. All right, I'm gonna play this and then I'm gonna go grab my glasses while this is playing. So, bro, I was watching some crazy shit last night about this guy right here, Kim Jong-un, whatever the fuck his name is. Yo, that motherfucker's sick. Sick. Hold on a second. I'm just grabbing my glasses. Oh, all right, never mind. I thought they were down here, but I guess they're not. Hold on, just hold on a second. I can't see. I got him. Yeah, so he has, you guys know I didn't even know this. This is some crazy shit. This guy killed his brother. So there was like a half brother who was supposed to take over North Korea, but he got skipped over and this guy took it over. And so he had the brother defected. Is it defected or defected? Holy shit, I forget now. I think it's defected to China, okay? And then he got called back. They set him up basically. He was coming back to North Korea and they had these two women in the airport that like rubbed this nerve agent. I don't even really understand how this happened. They have it all on video. You can see him walking through the airport and then these two women run up to him and they like rub it on his face or something. It was some nerve agent, right? And he died. He died in the airport from this stuff. And they killed him basically. The North Korean government killed him. So crazy shit. And then also he has like a whole series of like underground tunnels, right? That he drives through so that, you know, spy satellites and shit can't see him like going through. Like, I just like the amount of mind control while we're talking about mind control, because like Laura's chat's kind of the same way, right? Like North Koreans, like the amount of mind control that these people are under is crazy. You know, like they don't even know that the outside world exists. They don't know that people have computers. They don't know that there's an internet out there. Like they don't know any of this shit. Sick. It's absolutely sick. Yeah, BX Beast Boy. I don't watch him. Like I don't have any personal issues with him, but anyway. All right, back to this.
And by the way, Social Fade, total troll.
Hold on a second. This is
And by the way, Social Fade, total troll. How do I?
All right, so Social Fade left a comment. I think it was whose chat is this? Joneson, maybe. It says her subscribers. This is about Laura. Her subscribers have no place to go, So they create animosity so Laura can address it and give them some place to go. Quite pathetic, really. All right, so that's what she's responding to.
I know anybody that uses a cat picture is a troll. We learned this from Making a Murderer.
So here we go with Laura's black and white thinking again. It's like, so any person that has a cat picture as their profile picture, it automatically makes them a troll. Every single one. So she learned this, guys, during Making a Murderer.
No joke.
No joke.
Nobody's causing animosity, so I have content. Believe me, the hypocrisy of you guys gives me plenty of content.
The hypocrisy, Laura, it's hypocrisy. H-Y, hip. She's like, the hypocrisy. It's not hypocrisy, it's hypocrisy.
Plenty. Like, show me what animosity was caused. That's what I want to know. Nobody's really been even going for Lori, you know what I'm saying? But she keeps on. And so nobody is really going for Laura. This entire last hour and 15 minutes has been Laura.
Doesn't she get tired of saying her own name? Laura. What she did. All right, that was a quick video, but I only showed it to show Social Fade's comment that I 100% agree with, and you guys have seen it. Oh, hey, Laura's boiled peanut farts. You guys have seen it happen live in my chat, okay? Where we'll be sitting here talking about like fucking sneakers or some shit, right? We'll be talking about something that has nothing to do with her. And all of a sudden, one of her trolls will come in, or one of her people will come in, like Capone or something, right? And they'll start talking about her. So then, of course, that makes me start talking about her, you know? And it's so Laura has something to respond to. She does that all the time. You know, that's why her people are going around screenshotting everything that everybody says, okay? Because they're like, please don't make us sit through another true crime live tonight, Laura. We can't handle that, okay? It's like boring as fuck. I'd rather watch paint dry. You know, please don't make us do that. So instead, they go around. So I totally agree with what she was saying, Social Feed, because that's exactly what happens. You know, they go around, they take screenshots of everything that everybody's saying or screen recordings of panels and stuff like that. And then they send it to her. This way she has content. Because otherwise, who the fuck wants to sit there and listen to her? Honestly. Like, I don't even think she breaks 100 in her true crime lives. So unless she's covering drama, she's got nothing to talk about, dude. She's got nothing to talk about. Yeah, you must be a troll. Tallulah Bell's a troll because she has a dog. Zero Jules is a troll because she has a dog. Or is it just cats? I mean, I need to know. It's like, what does that make Laura? Because like her profile picture is a fucking cartoon. I went in her chat and blocked all her mods. Then they can't follow me and go reporting back to her. That's a good idea. I really don't give a fuck. Honestly, I purposely write shit about her because I know that they're going to fucking screenshot my shit. Like, she don't get it, dude. Like, I purposely go and write under every fucking video just so that her mods will screenshot it and send it to her. Because I know that they're following me wherever I go. So there'll be like 300 fucking comments on a video, and somehow Capone will find my comment. It's amazing. On the subject of King Jong-un, only his brother, because of his sister, was in his ear. Oh, get out of here. Yeah, it was pretty interesting. I don't know. I got this like fascination with, North Korea lately. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, my picture has a cat. Catalea Orchid, sometimes abbreviated cat when talked about. Hey, Ninja Orchids, I was gonna watch your video the other day and I forgot to put it in my save later, and I was gonna go back to it. But I saw that you were I guess putting some of your orchids in leca. Is that what it's called? The little clay balls. I actually recently, because my dog attacked my orchids. He like literally, I came home one night. This was a while back. I came home one night and my orchids were on the ground. The leaves were all chewed up. I was like, oh my God. And he broke the stem off of one of them that was just about to bloom. and I was freaking out because he ripped them out of the pots. So I just did like an emergency transplant into the LECA, and I have to say, I think they're doing better than they ever have been in that stuff. I really do. I have to like do like a full transplant, but I was waiting until the what do you call it? I was waiting until the blooms fell off of one of them, and then I'll do a full transplant. My orchids are in water and do amazing. Oh, get out of here. Celia, everybody thinks they're not good at growing orchids, but people don't realize they're probably one of the easiest plants, like honestly, to take care of. I have them in my front window. I found that that's the best spot for them. They get a little airflow there because the radiator's under it. And then, in the winter, in the summer, my air conditioning vents right over it. And then in the winter, my heat's right under it. So it kind of gets a little circulation of air right there. And they get some sun, but not full sun, and you really don't have to mess with them too much. I think people think that they kill them because the blooms die, but that's supposed to happen. Once the blooms die, you cut the stem down, you leave like an inch or so at the base, and then that's it. And then all you have to do is just water the roots. I barely water mine. I kind of wait for them to let me know when they need to be watered. You'll kind of look at them and just kind of know that they need a good watering. Like yesterday, I looked and I noticed one of the leaves was, a little like dehydrated looking. So I gave it a good soaking in my sink, but you just don't want to get the water in the leaves on, like there's like that little center of the leaves because it'll rot it. But they're really easy to take care of, honestly. So easy. So anyway, they're everybody's like, oh my God, because I used to think the same thing. I thought that I killed them when the flowers died, but they're supposed to do that. You cut the stem off, and then the next year they'll the next spring. It's not even like a year; it's a couple of months. They'll shoot off another stem. Like mine are dying right now. My blooms have been there since I don't know, a couple of months now, and they're starting to die off. So once they all die off, I'm gonna cut the stem, and then it'll regrow. But they're really, really easy to take care of because they really don't need you to water them all that much. It's not like there's some plants that are just pain in the ass. Like everybody thinks probably one of the most popular common plants that they sell in the stores. What do they call those things? Pythos. It's like a vine. Those things are a pain in the ass to take care of because you need to water them like all the time. Those things are thirsty. But orchids are, to me, super easy to take care of. I have all my plants are rehabbing in my room because my dog attacked all my plants. I had a cheese plant, a Swiss cheese plant. He attacked that. So I saved a couple of the stems and planted those. And so they're all in my room right now. I have like a million plants sitting on my dresser because, until he grows up and stops fucking shit up, I can't put them where they should be, which is on my front window. So I have like an artificial lamp on them right now to keep them growing until he grows the fuck up, stops attacking, which I just remembered I need to turn it on. I have a lamp on that I just gives them about 12 hours of sunlight, and they're doing really well in here. So he's such an asshole, this dog. He ruins everything. He's really destructive. I need help with my citrus tree. Ooh, that is out. Been 105 over months. We only had 3 full minutes of rain. Ooh, that's not good. Cactus are easy too. Yeah, they are. So are any succulents. Because that's a problem. I think why most people kill. There's 2 reasons why most people kill houseplants. It's either overwatering them or underwatering them. It's really the only 2 things you could do to kill them. If you overwater them, the roots are going to rot, and if you underwater them, obviously they're just going to dry up and die. So, as soon as you find that balance, you'll be able to keep plants alive. But they're really easy to take care of. I mean, I have tons of plants at my house, and I've had them for years and years and years, especially succulents, because they really don't need to be watered hardly ever. So Anyway, so yeah. So that was my little rant about Laura this morning because she's just such a douche. She really is. So she went up on Dietz's panel too. My plant that I need right now is I want a monstera plant for my room. I need to get one. I've been waiting to see one that's like dying at like Lowe's that's like half off, and then that's when I'm gonna jump in and buy one. But they haven't had it. So I haven't seen them there at all, let alone on clearance. Bog. Oh my god, I can't even say that word. Has huge thorns. I don't know what that is. I get a plant, the cats kill it, and the dogs finish it off. I get to clean up the mess. Yeah. Well, that's why I had to move all mine. So my room looks like a jungle. I kill succulents quick. See, I don't know how. They're so easy to take care of. Here's the thing, though, in the succulents, right? When you buy them in the store, a lot of the times it says like low light. They all need light. The low light thing is bullshit. So any plants that say low light, except for the only plant I've ever found that's true for is the what do they call it? The snake plant. Those things are like almost impossible to kill. I mean, philodendron. I know. I want the monstera plant so bad. Do you have Trader Joe's? They always have. Oh, get out of here for 10 cents. Yeah, I do. I'm gonna have to go in there. I never go in there. I have a ton of fake plants too. Well, there you go. If you can't take care of them, get some fake ones. Coffee is good for you. I'm drinking coffee right now, chick. Anyway, so that's that. Oh, so I want to show you guys this other thing. Has nothing to do with anybody on here, but check this out. Let me see if I can find it now. This is dealing with the Long Island serial killer case. So the other day, they had a press conference. Hold on, let me do it like this. Oh, wait, her name's Asa. I'll let her up. Now, you guys could be the decision makers on this, okay? Oh, shit, I spelled her name wrong. Hold on a second. I'm not going to play the whole entire thing, but I'll explain it to you. So they had a press conference the other day, or maybe I'll just let Banfield explain it to you. Hold on a second. I will. Hold on. All right, so let me explain what's going on here. We all got an email. Her attorneys came out the other day, and all right, maybe he'll explain it here. I didn't watch this clip, but I want you guys to see this clip because there's pictures.
In our inbox, they released photos from inside Huerman's house. Talk to us about these photos.
Yeah, Brian, these are never before seen photos of the inside of the Huerman's house. And you talked about how unusual it is to hear from the family. I think for them to be so open is very surprising to everyone, and to share these photos that show what they call the mess that investigators left after searching through the.
Hold on. My thing's so blurry. So the other day, all right, I don't know if they're going to talk about it, but the other day they had a press conference, her attorney and then the attorney that's representing the children. They had a press conference the other day, and they basically said, first of all, she's got breast cancer. I don't know if she's like currently has breast cancer. And they said skin cancer, and that she's getting treatment for that. Okay. Clearly, I knew something was up with her health-wise because she was walking with a cane when we first saw her. First pictures that were released. Okay. So the other thing that they said is that, you know, she's going to be losing her insurance. And I think they said 6 months or 6 weeks. I forget exactly what it was. Sorry. So, you know, because the insurance was through the husband, I gather that she doesn't work. I have a feeling she just was home, you know, like a homemaker. So the other thing they were pushing out was they have a GoFundMe. Now, I'm not donating to it, but, you know, you guys are more than welcome to. I just don't do the whole GoFundMe thing. But she's not the one holding the GoFundMe. It's the Happy Face Killer, who is if you know anything about her, the daughter of the Happy Face Killer. She's written books. And she used to have this show at one time where she would, kind of reunite, well, not reunite, but she would connect victims and the family of the serial killer, okay, so that they could kind of give each other some sort of closure, right? She's done a lot of speaking about, what it's like to have a father that's a serial killer. So she's the one who started the GoFundMe. She got in touch with, I guess, Rex Human's wife, Asa Ellerup, her name is. She got in touch with her, and then they somehow started this GoFundMe thing. So the other thing that they said was that they were going to be basically doing some type of lawsuit against the Suffolk County Police because the house is completely unlivable. So they showed the photos of the inside of the house, and it's bad. I mean, it's bad. They said that they were sleeping on these little mats in the living room because they couldn't even get into the bedrooms.
Home for 12 days. You can see clutter.
I don't know why.
And we know that the police have said that the home was really cluttered before they entered. And these photos show boxes up to the ceiling.
I mean, there's just shit everywhere.
I have to say, presumably investigators weren't bringing in items to the house, right? We saw them taking out evidence. So it's hard to know.
So all these boxes that are right here, this is their, I think, see, like this is in their living space. Oh, what the fuck just happened? Oh my God. I don't even know how I just did that. Sorry. It went back to the somehow.
Sloan, I found the press conference interesting.
All right, let me fast forward because I don't know how it pressed the back button somehow. I mean, the house is not livable in these conditions.
Look,
this is like a storage area.
Asa's team, her legal team, saying today that they filed a claim, and we have to assume.
Like, look at that, dude. You can't even walk through there. That looks like a storage room to me, but still.
That is to help prepare them if they decide to go the legal route, and
that looks like the garage, which
really push forward and try to get back money from any losses. I hope that they do. They've already lost.
This is the daughter's bedroom.
So much through
I don't know why they have it so zoomed in.
Government's arrest, but it's hard to make.
We saw this picture already.
Make sense exactly of what we're supposed to learn from these photos.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So you see all these boxes that have this yellow tape. They all say evidence over them. I zoomed in the other day on a picture.
Interesting. You obviously have to feel for
their living room. The living room is filled with those boxes.
Family. I mean, the police have said
what they did was they emptied out. So like they took the stuff out of the attic, right? And then they put it in boxes, and it's downstairs. So like their attic's, I guess, empty right now, and all the stuff from their attic and their closets and everything is just in boxes all over the house.
That they don't believe they had any involvement. We've seen the wife and her suffering. We've seen the kids. It's very, very sad. Interesting though that they're already planning, it seems like, to sue the DA and the police department possibly. That was an interesting development today. And then the photos. There was one photo that really stood out to me. There was the photo of all the clutter and kind of what happened with the house, but then they had this random photo of like a Christmas tree.
Yes. So this photo of the Christmas.
I think the reason that they put this picture in there was to show that the house was clean, but maybe it's only clean at Christmas time. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But then again, at the same time, I was thinking to myself, who really goes around and takes pictures of their house? Like when do you really take pictures of your house? So maybe that was like the last time they took a picture of their house was around Christmas time. Like who goes around taking pictures of their living spaces on a regular basis?
Tree was provided by Asa to show what the house had looked like before. This is their living room, but two things of note. One, this photo is very old. It's from 2011. And that is also the year that Gilgo remains were found. So I'm not sure.
That's kind of weird.
Why this photo was chosen. Now, Asa's attorney did tell me that she will provide more current photos of the inside of the house. She had said that they were left without a mattress, that they don't have running water, that pipes were taken. But the photos that we were provided today, they do show the pipes being.
Oh, that was the other thing. Yeah, the pipes were allegedly cut, right? So when they turned the water on, it would literally just run into the basement. So I guess they cut like the main drain line that goes to like their sewage or whatever. And so they couldn't even use their water, supposedly.
gone from the bathroom, and they show lots and lots of boxes.
Interesting. Yeah. The giving out the photo of the 2011 Christmas tree. I was also trying to sort of read what the play was there. It does make sense, though, what you're saying, that that's around the same time the bodies were found. I guess they were trying to show, look, you know, back at home, everything seemed normal to us. I know you had a chance to speak one-on-one with one of the lawyers after the press conference. How did that go? What did he have to say?
You know, you pointed out that they've been very forthcoming with information, and I was asking about this GoFundMe. A GoFundMe has been started to help with Asa's medical funds. We learned today that she's been suffering from cancer for several years, and that because she was under her husband's health insurance.
Yo, man, this girl was wearing this somewhere else. I seen this, like, I'm like, that's a weird shirt.
Insurance that is
Look at the collar.
going to expire soon. But Brian, that GoFundMe was started by the daughter of the Happy Face serial killer. So I had to know how the two of them were connected. I find it really empathetic that a family who has also been connected to a serial killer would reach out, and that they have this community forming.
I'm really jealous of her eyebrows, too. She got some full eyebrows.
Around her and her family's losses. So I just wanted to know how the two of them even linked up.
Crooks cut.
She had reached out to me and then asked for permission to come meet Asa, which she flew in last Sunday and spent a good part of the day at the house with her. And Asa, you know, they have a unique bond that hopefully none of us have.
Oh, wow. So I didn't know they actually met.
Will have. Her dad was arrested. I should say that most.
I want to know where this attorney is, because I feel like the name is so familiar. Hold on a second. Now that I see the name on there spelled out, Macedonio. I'm just like, I'm curious. It looks like it might be Central Islip, but I don't know. I'm just curious for my own, because I feel like I've seen the name before, and it's like I could have passed the building. Yep, it is in Carlton Avenue. Okay, thought so.
Moore's dad was arrested when she was 16 years old, and they came on to be known as the Happy Face Killer. So it's a situation where her life was turned upside down the way Asa and her children's were turned upside down. So they bonded on that.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique connection. It's not one that many.
All right, so you guys heard the basics. I don't need to play this whole thing. I want to show you. Oh, shit, don't close that. All right, I want to show you guys this, because now John Ray. Now, I contacted John Ray the other day. I don't know if I told you guys this. He was on Harvard lawyers Lee's channel the other day. Okay. And he was basically does this interview, and I've heard him tell a story on here before. And I think I've even played it for you guys about these weird phone calls that he was getting to his house. Right. I think I played it the other day for you guys. He was trying to like convince everybody in a sense that these weird phone calls that he was getting, where these people were like calling him, and basically he could tell that they were watching him and his family. They sent the pizza to his house, whatever. So I had found this channel years ago, okay, where this person was like intent on exposing him. They had recordings of him and yada, yada, yada. I had saved the videos from that channel on a playlist just for Lisk, right? I go back to the playlist and I see that the videos are hidden. So now I can't find the channel. So I was talking about it one day on here, and one of you guys reached out to me, and you're like, is this the channel? So you sent me another channel where there's another person who's, you know, extremely upset with him. They're claiming that he stole money from Shannon, you know, Gilbert or something like that from her estate. I don't know. It's like all this crazy shit. So I didn't really dig through the videos, but I have a feeling it's the same person. Like, I'm not 100% sure, but it very well could be the same person that I found the channel back, you know, a couple of years ago. So I reached out to him and I said, you know, I sent him the channel. I said, I don't know if you're aware of this, but this person has, you know, been making these videos and they seem quite angry with you. And you speak about the caller having a woman's voice. Is it possible that this is the person? So he actually responded to me shockingly. I didn't think he was going to. So I'll tell you guys what he said. Hold on one second. Oh, shit, he wrote back again. Oh, wow. Okay. So he wrote, I also thought that her name's Susan, I'm not going to dox her last name, was the culprit. I'm not sure who is. Could be T-Rex instead. That's what he calls him. He says, we'll see what, if anything, develops. There surely are malevolent people. True. Thanks for your thought. very truly yours, John Ray. Okay. And then I just saw that he wrote back, and I asked him, and I said, I wanted to ask him this question during Lee's live the other day. I was typing it in chat, but nobody was reading it, which I understand. She had a lot of people in chat, and it was, chaotic a little bit. So I wanted to know if Shannon Gilbert's case is still open. That was one of my questions that I had for him, because is her case still active as far as her death goes? So I just saw he just responded to me this morning, and he said the civil case is active, the criminal case is closed for now. I shall seek to reopen it. So that is his answer to that question. Now, I told you guys this. I have a love-hate relationship with John Ray, because I do think that John Ray is and has been one of the biggest voices, for these women over the years. Like he's stayed on this case. He's not, taking money for it. So anyway, somebody asked a question about something he said during the press conference the other day to the lawyers of Rex Heuermann's wife and the children. And they kind of snapped back, and they said, oh, John Ray just wants like clout, basically, right? He just wants to be seen and heard. Like, he's a storyteller, which I've felt in some senses, that he is sometimes. He seems to be a little bit of a storyteller. But here is what he said the other day, which I thought, as an attorney, especially, to make such bold claims like this, I feel like it's irresponsible. And I feel like if you're going to do something like this, you need proof. So let me play this real quick for you guys. Because this is when and I don't hate him. When I say love hate, I mean, I like that John Ray speaks out for these victims. I like that John Ray has kept his, he has kept on this case pro bono. He's not getting paid for this. Okay. He's always been a part of this case. He's been a very active, very vocal person for the women. And that is what I like about him. This is what I don't like about him. It doesn't mean I don't like him as a person. It just means that I don't like some of the things that he does. Okay. So I don't hate him. I'm just saying, that's the dynamic, because there's certain things about him that I really like, and there's certain things about him that I just don't like. And this is one of those things.
I want to bring in now John Ray. He is an attorney who represents the families of Gilgo Beach victims, Jessica Taylor. And
actually, you know what? Hold on. Before I play, it doesn't matter, I guess. All right. Yeah. You know what? Hold on. There's whoops, sorry. I accidentally kicked myself from this stream by pressing the back button. Let me go. I'm going to actually play this clip first. Sorry about that. I pressed the wrong back button on the wrong browser. I'm an idiot. That's why I'm not a professional YouTuber here. So let's go to this one first, because this was the first one I saw. So this is John Ray.
All right, that counsel joins me now. Counselor, thank you for joining.
Oop. Let my laptop catch up here for a second. Hello. Oh my God, I suck at YouTube, guys. All right. I don't know why this isn't playing. Just give it a second to load up. This was the first one I saw here, and I'm not a big fan of any of these people on News Nation. I just got to be honest with you, especially I don't know, especially what's her name, Banfield lately. I do like Brian Enton though, but
Morning, Miss. Appreciate you taking the opportunity. You said these things very vehemently, but not only do we not have proof of what you're suggesting, the authorities say otherwise. They say that the wife was not in town at the time and that they do not believe the wife was aware of what was going. What do you know that they don't?
Well, several things I know. And they said that. I don't say now that they still say that. They said that at the very beginning of this investigation, but other things have developed. I have a witness, a very credible witness, who I spent many hours with to interview. And from that witness, as well as from the circumstances of this case, I know that Mrs. Ellerup is conning the public right now with this press conference and the rest that she pulled off to say that she's in need of money. She is not. And furthermore, she is complicit in her husband's solicitation and use of sex workers in his home over the course of years.
Dude, I mean, that's a bold claim to say that she knew that he was soliciting sex workers and bringing them in the home. I mean, that is a bold claim to make about somebody without proof.
Many of them. And
John Ray should know better than anybody else, right? That would never hold up in a court of law. This witness, right, that he supposedly has, it's hearsay. Unless they have proof.
In this tiny little home where she lived and he lived, she was upstairs when he would be downstairs having sex with these prostitutes. And
yeah, why the news got to do her like that? Then take this picture.
He spent enormous amounts of money on them, and it was a regular thing that happened. And she's now, after 27 years of marriage, in the age of computers and cell phones, when you know where everybody is at all times, didn't know about what her husband was up to downstairs. That's just nonsense. There's 2 out of the 3 hairs that are found on the wrappings of the bodies are hers. That alone puts her in the circle of suspicion. And if the police come out and said, as they did, well, she had an alibi, well, maybe not once we start to study these cases a lot more carefully. But she was complicit, as you heard me say.
Forensic.
Go ahead, sorry.
I hear what you're saying, counselor. I just want, no, not at all. Just want to put some meat on the bones of this because it's, it's such a sensitive and damaging thing to say because, you got this family that may be as traumatized as anybody else. What I have heard from not just the perspective of authorities, but the forensic experts is if he had these victims in the house, it's not surprising that you would find DNA from the wife or hair from the wife. It's her house. But how do you know that she was, as you say, complicit in his activity with sex workers? Who is this witness that you have who would know something like that?
I have a witness who has refused to identify herself.
See, if you're so sure about that, why wouldn't you identify yourself
publicly at this time? I just spoke with her very recently, and she is a very, very credible witness. I say that from 40, I pull rank, I guess, is how I'm making the argument. I know that could be a fallacy, but it also could be truthful. And that is that in my 41 years of experience as a trial attorney and litigator, I tested her.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know where everybody in my family is at all times.
Using the usual tests for truth, and she tested out fine. So I'm perfectly willing to share.
When do the rest of us get to?
Pardon me?
When do the rest of us get to meet this person and test their credibility and what they have to offer?
That's her choice. And right now, she's held me back from doing that. However, she does exist and she's real. And
so who is this person? Is it a family member? Is it a prostitute? Who is it? Yeah, I'd be saying allegedly too, especially given the fact that he's an attorney.
Stands to reason as well. It's what she tells me is completely consistent with the obvious, and it's the utterly improbable that she didn't know about what his shenanigans were in that house for all those years.
I don't agree with that, and I'll tell you why when this is done.
It's just ridiculous. And she's,
all right, John Ray,
she's out here.
I appreciate you making the case. Anytime you want to come on with her or offer anything else, obviously you should go to the authorities first. I'm not suggesting otherwise. That's what matters most here. But you got a platform here to make the case. I've heard the accusation. I'd love to hear the proof. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Where's the proof?
Of course. And keep in mind that she's raised $44,000 in her GoFundMe account.
See, he's saying that she raised it. She didn't raise it. She didn't make the GoFundMe.
She's not a victim. She is not a victim, nor are the other 2 adults that live with her victims. The victims are all dead.
I don't agree with that.
Understood, but just because they weren't murdered doesn't mean they haven't been victimized by this situation. Their lives are colored forever for their connection to Rex Heuermann if these charges are sustained. All
They
right,
have
I got to
plenty
jump.
of assets.
To be continued. To be continued, Mr. Ray. We'll speak again. All right. Hey, thank.
Okay, so that was that one. Now, first of all, some of the things that he said there, right? He's like, oh, this day and age, people know where they are. Well, maybe that's for your family. Maybe that's the case for your family. But like, I personally don't go through my husband's phone. Okay. I don't go through my husband's phone. He doesn't go through my phone. We respect each other's privacy. You know what I'm saying? So like, not every couple does that. They don't, go through each other's phones and shit like that and look at, people's search history. I have no reason to do that. I have no reason to suspect that my husband's doing anything wrong. So I would never go through his phone. But on top of that, even if I wanted to, right? Most people's phones are password protected anyway, or you need their face at this point in time. So it's very hard to get into somebody's phone unless you have their passcode or something, right? The other thing is, he was hiding these phones. All the searches that were conducted on the, these nasty searches that he was doing them on burner phones. So he was buying phones that were separate from his normal phone. And then who knows what he was doing? He could have left those phones at his office. We don't know where these searches were being conducted, whether they were being conducted at home or at work or on the train. And then, were they left in his car? Did he hide them somewhere in his house? Who even knows if the wife had access to these? Those are some pretty bold claims to be making that, his wife knew and was complicit in this. I don't know. He should know. John Ray, just, being a Long Islander, a lot of people travel from Long Island to the city. And that gives you pretty big space of time where, you could be gone for hours at a time, just commuting alone, especially when you own your own business. You don't get to pick your hours when you own your own business. You don't get to pick hours and say, okay, well, I'm going to work 9 to 5. Your business is going 24/7. So he could have had excuses. Oh, I'm going, staying late at work, at night. And then he goes and, sees a prostitute at the hotel or some shit like that. So, it's kind of ridiculous, to say that he was bringing them to his house and she knew about it. A lot of these girls, they didn't do out calls on a regular basis either. So do I think that he was, seeing prostitutes at times? Yeah, but, there's girls that he probably saw and didn't end up killing. So those girls, he didn't have to worry about being seen with those girls, because he's not harming them in any way. I don't know. I just think that that's a pretty bold claim to make without any type of proof. It's a little bold of a claim. So here's his conversation later on with Brian Enton. Same idea. I'm sure she knew he was a cheater. See, like, I don't even know if she knew that, though. I don't, because most people who do this are really good at hiding it. So you got to remember, they like compartmentalize things. They live one life in front of people and then another life when people aren't around. The police said several times that the family was on vacation when all these murders, like, they checked it out. They checked their travel records from their passports and shit. So the family was out on vacation when these murders happened. They weren't in the state of New York even. So to say, oh, well, there was hair found on the scene, and the family was around. Unless he has somebody who specifically went to this guy's house and saw the wife, I don't know. It's a pretty bold claim to make. And even then, where's their proof of this? So, all right. And my internet's just going to sit here and spin. I know it's News Nation, but it's John Ray, though. He definitely, passports chick. They were out of the country.
That is that this lady.
During one of the killings, they were out of the country in Iceland, because that's where the wife is from. And then during other ones, they were out of the state, so they looked at credit card records and stuff like that. Travel records. They might have tolls records from their, what do you call it? What do you call that stupid thing that you use in the car for the tolls? Easy Pass. So they were able to tell that she was out of the state on 4 of the killings, or at least 3 that he's being charged with. And dude, the thing with the hair, my hair is all over the fucking place. I remember when I used to go to work, even my hair would be all over the chair at work, I shed like crazy. So I don't even think that means he had to bring these women in the house. You know, you pick up a roll of tape and your hair sticks to the side of the roll of tape, and he's using the tape on the victims, right? I mean, it's not like he's going out and buying new rolls of tape when he's doing this shit. So, or a hair of hers could have been caught on his shirt and transferred. I mean, especially if she had cancer. I don't know, you know, she could have had cancer back then, and in that case, she'd be shedding a lot of hair if she was being treated for cancer. So, I mean, why they got to do her like this, though? Hold on. Like, why would they take this picture of her? Come on, News Nation. What are you doing, bro? That's not cool. That's a terrible picture. Why would you do that? All right. Back to this.
Is conning everybody. And she's been doing that for years. She's managed to, for example, go on food stamps when her husband made the kind of money he made.
Okay. So here's another bold claim that he's making that he has no proof of. I don't know how you would ever prove that somebody is on food stamps, you know, without actually seeing proof or being told that they were on food stamps. But let me just put it like this. I know somebody, my mom told me about this shit and I was astonished, okay? These people are living in like a huge house, okay? Like a huge house. Their property taxes are probably like $25,000 a year. Back when this was back in like 2008. They live in a very high-end neighborhood, okay? And because the wife was working a certain job and making a certain amount of money, she was able to get Obamacare. Remember Obamacare? And my mom was just like so mind blown about this because she was like, you know, here I am struggling. I have a medical condition. I'm working my ass off and I would never qualify for that, you know? But this person living in this huge house with this really big mortgage somehow qualified for Obamacare. It happens. I don't know if the food stamps she's on are through SSI because I'm sure that the son might get SSI and he is an adult, so maybe it's his food stamps. But I mean, or maybe it's hers. Maybe she's disabled from working. Maybe that's why she doesn't work, because she's disabled. And then in that case, she would qualify for food stamps possibly. So, I mean, but we don't even know if that's true. Again, he's just making these bold claims with no proof.
They own numerous properties.
Oh, and speaking of food stamps, we're going to talk about somebody else on here.
All over, in several states. These are not poor people. And they've managed to raise 40 at the last count today.
Well, I'll just be honest. What my whole point in saying that was that they're not the only ones that are, well, it's not free, but it's heavily discounted. They're not the only ones that are scamming the system. Let's just be honest.
$44,000 in the GoFundMe, and they're not victims. This is all a big put on. And what makes it worse is that it is overwhelmingly likely that this woman, Miss Ellerup, and the other adults, certainly Miss Ellerup, knew very well what was going on in that house with Mr. Huerman downstairs in the basement with,
you should say allegedly,
sex workers. And he had numerous sex workers.
By the way, that was another thing that was cleared up. I should say that since he keeps making these claims about the, what do you call it? She was not born in Iceland, but she was from, I guess, has family there. I don't know. It don't matter anyway. That's where she went. Yeah, the son is disabled. That's what I'm saying. He could be on SSI or something. The other thing that they made very clear at this press conference was that the news took this, you know, vault or whatever that was, you know, the soundproof vault, and just ran with it in the news. Well, not only is it not a soundproof vault, right? The ceilings were, I mean, the walls didn't even go fully up to the ceiling. So it was just a room, like in the house. So that was bullshit too.
Say that though. I mean, John, that's a really big allegation to make. I mean, the police have said that they didn't know anything. And we've seen in other cases with serial killers that the families don't know anything. These guys are sickos and masterminds and psychotic, and they can compartmentalize. I mean, how can you how can you go on national TV and say that you know that they knew something?
I can say that for several reasons. First of all, she lived in that little tiny house, and according to her own lawyers, there's no soundproof room downstairs. It would be virtually impossible in this day and age where they're together for 27 years in that little tiny house, that she had no knowledge with cell phones and the internet. She had no knowledge whatsoever of what he was up to all those years.
Dude, like I said, though, some people, I don't go through my husband's phone. I mean, I don't think he's fucking a serial killer at the same time, but I'm just saying, like, it's not abnormal for couples to not go through each other's phones.
Downstairs. That's the first problem we have with this. The second problem is the way she's behaved.
Shannon, that's what I was thinking. Her husband may have been abusive physically as well as financially. Maybe she had to cheat the system to get food because he wouldn't give her money. That's like a very common thing, especially with narcissistic people and psychopaths, where they financially abuse their partners. And that's what it's called, financial abuse, where like they will control the amount of money that their partner gets, for food. And maybe she didn't have food of her own. I do find it weird that if you look her up, because going back to when this first happened, right? And this guy, this guy got caught and nobody knew who he was yet, right? I was able, just because I know the area, I was able to find the house. And then from there, I typed the address in and her name came up on the address and it was Asa Ellerup, right? It's not Hewerman. For some reason, her last name's not Hewerman. I'm not really sure why that is. But her name came up and I thought, okay, well, that's not, I didn't know that they were married at the time. So, it's possible that they're not, well, maybe they're legally married in one state, but not another. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And so she can get benefits. Who knows?
Is completely antithetical to what.
But yeah, I definitely think that given the fact that she filed for divorce so fast, I think that it makes her believe the allegations against him, but also, maybe there was other things going on, some type of abuse. And the relationship was more of just like two people living with each other rather than like an actual marriage, which I would imagine probably is most likely the case. It's Ellerup, Ellurup. Wait, no. Ellerup. Sorry. So who knows?
A person would do under similar circumstances if they were not involved. She not one of those people, her or her children have said anything by way of sympathy for any of the victims of the serial killer, no matter what.
I agree with him there. They've expressed no feelings towards the victims, which I didn't even, think of until he said that, but he's kind of right there. I mean, where is the sympathy for the victims? I don't know if that's maybe a legal thing where the attorney said not to do that, because obviously if you express that, you're admitting that your husband's guilty. So there could be reasons for that, but he's right.
They've just completely ignored that. They sit on the front porch, they laugh, they give the European middle finger to the press.
Well, listen, I mean, all the pictures I've seen them looking very sad outside, and maybe they're just, could they still just be in denial and shock and hoping that it's not true? And then the thing you said about her not knowing if he had escorts over there. I mean, people just have weird marriages. Maybe they had some kind of weird arrangement where he was allowed to have the escorts downstairs.
Look, I know swingers. It's possible.
Having sex with.
But even if that's the case, oh shit, my husband loves those drinks. Who just came in here with that? Celsius. My husband loves those fucking things. Actually, that exact flavor. That's so weird. Because he has his own firm, he could have been paid in cash on multiple projects. It can easily go unreported. Yeah, you're right, Celsius. 100%. What do you call it? So the fuck was I saying? Totally just lost my train of thought. Oh, hey, Brooklyn Pizzola. So it's very possible. I mean, I know people who are swingers. I think it's not for me. I wouldn't be able to live that lifestyle, but there is people out there. I mean, I highly doubt it. because given the fact that he did most of these murders while they were away, I would highly doubt that, you know what I'm saying, that she would be okay with this, but anything's possible.
With the escorts downstairs, but that doesn't mean that she knew that he was a killer.
If I was married to Rex, I would be happy if that ogre kept his paws all the way off me. It's not an ideal marriage, but maybe it was a marriage of convenience. Yeah, it could have been like a business kind of deal. Like, you know, people get married for strange reasons.
That doesn't mean she didn't. And she should be a suspect. When 2 of her hairs are found on the tape wrapping up 2 of the victims, she's at least a suspect. But
I don't agree with that.
There's also another factor, which I had the good fortune to come across, and that is a witness. And there is a witness who is very credible. I know I pull rank by saying that because I'm 41 years in the business, and I've done
I don't know what he means by pulling rank.
many cross-examinations and 33 different homicides I've been involved in one way or another. So
that's actually not a lot if you think about it. 40, what did you just say? 44 years in the business, 33 homicides. That's like less than 1 a year. That's not that many. I don't know what type of attorney John Ray is.
I bring that to the table. I've examined this witness for hours, and she is credible, and in detail she is credible, and she's not coming forward with her name at this point, and I'm going to respect that.
So
that's my job.
What is the witness? What did the witness?
I think most importantly, if she has any credible information, she should be going to the police and not John Ray.
This tell you though, like tell us about this witness.
What I hear unquestionably is that Rex Heuermann was bringing sex workers frequently into his home over the years, spent a small fortune on them, and that the wife was clearly very aware of this and even indicated it actively at some point. So I have that plus all these inferences that you can draw from the way this woman has behaved in this whole thing. And when you put the two together, it's pretty hard to deny that she should be a suspect. Perhaps the police did not consider her a suspect initially because she seemed to have alibis for when 3 of those women disappeared. But those alibis are fungible, like anything else. And if she was away in Iceland on a trip and so on, do we know when these girls were actually killed, the day they were killed? Do we know how long they were kept before they were buried? Do we know whether they were still alive and then were killed later on? You don't know any of those things. So you really need to be suspicious. And
I don't know. I mean, I tend to think that they were killed and then disposed of immediately, like garbage.
And that's what I'm saying is you need to be suspicious.
I understand what you're saying, being suspicious and keeping an open mind, and I'm sure hopefully the police are with everything involving.
Yeah, the picture they're using definitely makes her look suspicious.
In this case, it just seems like we don't really have the evidence right now to call out the family like that.
Thank you for watching.
And again, just because he owned all these like properties and stuff, right, all over the place, obviously the house was in shambles, okay, in Massapequa. If you're familiar with the area, that's a really nice area. I would say middle to upper middle class area. I mean, you could see on the news and all the drone footage that they have of the area, everybody's backyards are meticulously, manicured in that area. They're really nicely well kept yards. It's not, that house definitely stood out and not in the way that you want it to. So, he might have been spending money on these vacation properties and stuff, but obviously not on his own, house. So, I mean, look, I don't know what to think at this point. I do tend to feel bad for the victims. I mean, this always happens in these cases. People are like villainize the family, and I don't think it's fair. I just don't think it's fair to villainize these people without any type of proof or anything like that. But anyway, exactly. The victim's family in Buffalo was contacted over a week, and he told his sister he was torturing her. Oh yeah, yep. And this guy just got done stating they own properties all over. So why would Rex not use those other properties where maybe her hair could be? What do you mean? I mean, so, I don't know. I don't think them finding the hair, I feel like the police tried to make it very clear that she wasn't a suspect. So now, not only is he indicating that she could potentially have something to do with this crime, but also that the police are lying when they say that, or that they didn't fully investigate where, where they were. I don't know. I just come on, dude. Now's not the time. And then see what happens is, and I seen this the other day, is now when you watch other videos on this case, you got people online that are repeating what he's saying. And it's like not even, the truth right now. We don't know if it's the truth. So do we know how long they lived there? And didn't neighbors say they never saw anything suspicious? They lived there for a really long time. His family owned that house prior to him buying it in, I don't know, I forget what year it was. I believe it was sometime in the early 90s. He purchased the house. So he's lived there his whole life. I think there was a short period of time where he didn't live there, probably when he went to college and then he got married, to his first wife. And then he came back and bought the house from his parents and then has lived there ever since. So the neighbors basically around there just said that they were kind of people that just, kept to themselves, a little strange, a little odd, a little quirky, but, nothing out of the ordinary was really going on there. It was just that house in the neighborhood where it's like, we're not going to have the kids go there and trick or treat. It was that house. But needless to say, nobody obviously suspected that there was a serial killer living in that house. I mean, to even suggest that is ridiculous. Their family home was home. No one was sweeping or vacuuming. Well, yeah, that too, Sarah. They stated several times that it was like a hoarder house of sorts. So yeah, nobody was, there cleaning on the regular. And I'm sure her house was on her hair was all over the place. So, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous to make these claims without any proof. I don't know, especially for an attorney to do it, to come out and, make such bold claims about people without actual proof and saying them as like factual statements and not, not, what the hell is this thing? Oh, and not, what I'm saying? Like not alleged. So that was that. So the other thing I was watching the other day, I don't know if you guys will have any real interest in this, but you guys familiar with Jaclyn Hill? She's a makeup artist, makeup guru, right? From YouTube, who has been just completely steeped in controversy over the years, starting with Lipstick Gate, right? She releases this line of makeup, right? Her launch of her own brand. Well, it ends up that when she releases these lipsticks to the public, people start using them and there's hairs in them. There's like little, particles of things that are unrecognizable, chunks, all this weird shit in them, right? So then she's just one of the many people on here that cannot take responsibility for anything that she does. So she makes a video the other day, and after Lipstick Gate, she decides to close down. She decides to open up these other two brands. When she does so, one of the brands that she opens is named Cozy, okay, which she basically stole from another smaller YouTuber here. And because the YouTuber didn't trademark their name, she was able to use it. And so she's selling these like ridiculously expensive blankets, okay? And then she opens up a jewelry brand. So now she made two videos that there was mold on the lipsticks. It was disgusting. So now she makes this video, and I feel like we should watch this because it reminds me of a lot of the, people that we have even in this little community here who just cannot fucking take responsibility for anything that they do wrong on this platform. So here's just a bigger version of this. So she's talking about why she's closing her brands now. So she's closing her two companies that she had. Now, it also came out that when Jaclyn Makeup came out, her brand, quote unquote, she didn't even own the brand. It was more like a brand deal that she did with Morphe. And they were, basically she was allowing them to, use her her likeness and everything like that. So this is her video where she takes no responsibility. I can't stand this girl. And I gotta be honest with you. Like, I used to really enjoy her, her tutorials and stuff and her videos. And then, once this lipstick thing happened and the way she handled it, because look, shit happens, right? I mean, people make mistakes and things happen, but it was the way that she handled everything that I think really turned off a lot of people to her, because, she just took no responsibility for it. And she made up a lot of lies, and a lot of those lies were proven by other, YouTubers out there with through legal papers and stuff. So this is her video talking about why she made another, is closing down these brands. Now, keep in mind that this woman's like a millionaire at this point in time. Okay. She lives in this huge house. I mean, she's sitting in her fucking closet doing this right now, her huge closet. So we're look, there's so much room that she could, afford space 5 inches between hangers. And listen to her, just listen to her poor me thing here.
Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, as you can see by the title, is going to be very different. It's taken me a while to get to the place to have the confidence and the vulnerability to sit down and have this conversation with you guys.
I actually really, really, really liked her first Jaclyn Hill palette. It actually was one of my favorites for a really long time. But again, it wasn't her palette. That was her thing that she did with Morphe. Morphe's now going bankrupt, which is crazy to me, but it is. I don't know too much about it, but I saw this on Jen Loves Makeup, who's another YouTuber who covers all the drama and stuff in the, makeup community.
Guys, but I want to talk to you about what's been going on in my personal life and behind the scenes of the camera that has led to me making the decision on my own to shut down both Jaclyn Roxanne Jewelry and my cozy.
Oh, and let's talk about her jewelry brand too. On top of that, right? She totally took her jewelry brand and literally copied other people's designs from other brands that she used to promote. She literally copied them verbatim. So verbatim, you know what I mean?
Comfort line. This is a very difficult conversation for me to have, although I am ready, just because I have finally, over the last couple of months, had to really admit my wrongs and where I personally fucked up.
Now, she's not going to do that.
As a creator, as an owner, and as a CEO, when things are up in flames or I'm feeling extremely unhappy or depressed, I tend to put on a happy face and act like everything is totally okay.
She's throwing out that depression thing out there, so we feel bad for her.
Later, I come out and I say, oh, I had a drinking problem, or oh, I was depressed, or this, that, or the other, and it tends to shock people. And that really is the story of what's going on right now. I'm going to rewind you guys.
As she sits here telling us all this with her lip injections and, oh, thank you, Ems, and everything else. Oh my God.
Guys, because I want to let you in a little bit on my life and what's actually going on and what's led up to this decision. This all goes back to Jaclyn Cosmetics. This all goes back to my love for makeup.
Now, mind you, another thing I should probably mention about Jaclyn Hill, and probably one of the biggest reasons that I do not like Jaclyn Hill, is because Jaclyn Hill is a huge factor in the reason that Marlena Stell, who was the owner of Makeup Geek, one of my absolute favorite brands of makeup for eyeshadows, pretty much had to close down her business. What happened was her and Jaclyn became friends. Now, this is before Jaclyn had her own brands and anything like that. And Marlena Stell, or whatever, however you say her name, I think it's Marlena, right? She basically she was the first influencer brand, right? On YouTube. She was the first one to do it. And she was the first one to give out promo codes, and she really created this space. I guess, in a sense, she's the pioneer of the beauty community in a sense, especially when it comes to doing your own branding. And she started her makeup brand before she even did YouTube. So she hooked up with Jaclyn Hill while, she was blowing up on YouTube, and they were going to collaborate on, some of the makeup that they were doing. Marlena made the mistake of never making her sign any contracts because, they were communicating all the time. So they were talking about, the makeup and the development, and Marlena was really trying to mentor her through, this whole thing. So she was bringing her to labs, and, they were working on this makeup. So Marlena Stell ends up ordering a shit ton of makeup. I think it was something like $3 million worth of makeup that was supposed to be part of this collaboration with Jaclyn Hill. Okay. So right before they're ready to launch this thing, all of a sudden Jaclyn Hill basically just like ghosts her. And next thing she knows, she's getting phone calls that Jaclyn's at all these facilities that Marlena brought her to, you know? So it's like, what the fuck is going on? She didn't know. So basically she just kind of, in a very cutthroat way, went behind her back and just kind of screwed her, you know? So obviously Marlena takes some responsibility for that and not making her sign any contracts and stuff. You know, she learned her lesson, but it's a big reason. I mean, so she had already ordered everything for this collaboration and now had to figure out a way to sell it without Jaclyn Hill's name attached to it, because Jaclyn Hill then hooked up with Morphe Cosmetics and did her own thing. So she just totally screwed, you know, Marlena over. And then what do you call it? It's really sad because I really miss Makeup Geek. I'm running out of like my favorite eyeshadow from them, and I cannot find anything that's even close to it. But I just actually saw an announcement the other day that Marlena is starting Makeup Geek Academy, which is not only going to be like teaching people how to do makeup and stuff, but I think she might be relaunching another brand. So hopefully that happens.
This all goes back to my lipstick launch. I know I'm already getting emotional and it's still the beginning of the video, but this is a very emotional topic and I'm sick of acting like it's not. And I'm
wearing the typical gray hoodie apologizing shirt.
Sick of making jokes about it, because that's a way that I'm gonna drip. It's
oh my God.
Just a way for me to process and cope with the trauma that it's caused me. It's just a coping mechanism.
I absolutely love Marlena. Team Marlena all day.
But there's actually nothing funny about it whatsoever. There's nothing funny about the way I handled it. There's nothing funny about what came of it.
So she's like leading us all to believe that she's going to like apologize to the general public and the people that bought her lipsticks. Because like, look, there's no denying that this girl's talented, and not just talented at doing makeup, but also like picking out and sourcing colors and, you know, putting together good palettes and stuff and good makeup. It's just sad.
Growing up, all of my dreams revolved around makeup. My first dream was that I wanted to be a makeup artist and I wanted to open up a beauty salon where we offered makeup, hair, and then photography in the back. So you could get your full glam and then you could have photos.
Except somebody already did that. It was called Glamour Shots.
Of your full glam so that you would be able to remember that special moment forever. Then I got a job at MAC Cosmetics and I worked there for 4 years. And when we weren't busy, all I would do was just stand there and I would mix blushes together and lip glosses. And I would come up with different ideas and different products that I would love to create. And it never even seemed like a reality for me because I was working at MAC and I didn't have money at the time. Like it was just like an exciting dream, right? It was a pipe dream.
I think that's kind of weird that she says this because I don't know, anybody that's into makeup, right? Their dream is typically, especially at that time, right? She's only 33, I think, right? So this is like before YouTube existed or, you know, this whole idea of normal people being able to start makeup companies even existed, right? Like, I think normal people back then, when they were thinking about makeup, right, they were thinking of like, I want to become like a world famous makeup artist or a celebrity makeup artist. Like that would be the goal of most makeup people. But here she is saying that like it was her dream to make her own makeup line, which I'm not saying like people don't have, but I just feel like at that time, people weren't really thinking that because like, who would even think that that's a possibility at a time like that? I don't know.
Then
I just don't believe it.
YouTube came along and my dreams just kept getting closer and closer to me. I started doing collabs. I started seeing the revenue and the income that was bringing in. And I was like, oh my God, I could actually, like my dream could come true. Like my little girl dream could come true. Like I could create my own cosmetic line. Like this is like insane that I even had the resources and the ability and the following to have that opportunity to do. And so I did it. I fulfilled that dream by doing everything that I thought possibly was right to create Jaclyn Cosmetics. And I had so many people tell me, don't call it Jaclyn Cosmetics, you know, in case it fails or in case you want to sell it one day. And I was so passionate. I was like, no, I'm naming it after me. This is Jaclyn Cosmetics. Like, this is my heart and soul. I worked on that for years.
I don't know who left who in the situation. I do know that she tried to make it like, you know, he was a drug addict and all this other stuff. So I think it might have been her.
Thinking that I literally crossed.
Yeah, Brooklyn, I'm with you.
Every T and dotted every I. And I thought that that lipstick launch was going to be my legacy. Like 18 nude shades in one launch. It literally had never been done before. And
I don't even know if that's true, but okay.
I thought that that was just going to be like, it was going to just like crack the earth. And that was going to be the beginning of my legacy. That was my little girl dream that was coming to
Well, it's definitely part of her legacy, that's for sure.
reality. And who gets to experience a moment like that? Anyways.
All this fake crying is for her.
We all saw what happened with those lipsticks. And like I said, although I make jokes about it, it still haunts me all the time. And
it doesn't haunt her for the reasons you would think it would haunt her, right? Think about the embarrassment, okay? You put your name on this, you know, brand, and she took no responsibility for any of this, just mind you, okay, when this happened. And the only good thing to come out of this lipstick gate for me was that I found a real Raw Beauty Christy, and she's awesome. It's the only thing, because she did a video, and that video kind of blew her channel up about the lipsticks. I mean, she went out and got a microscope and put the lipsticks under a microscope, but she was also a really talented makeup artist. In fact, maybe even more talented than Jaclyn Hill, but doesn't have the same look that Jaclyn Hill has, you know, so she doesn't get as many brand deals and stuff, but she has had some. She definitely did a few collaborations with ColourPop and other brands like that. But anyway, she's freaking, I would be mortified and be like, oh my God, I can't believe I sold people contaminated lipsticks. I mean, just the other day, I had shipped out a tray to, remember the pot that I ruined with the wax that I accidentally dropped wax on? Well, that same person ordered a tray with, what do you call it? The macrame tray that I have on my website. Well, sure enough, it gets shipped to them. And I was worried about this thing getting shipped to begin with, because it's a tray, you know, it could break easily if you drop it or hit it. So I put extra fragile stickers on the box because I was that terrified. And these fragile stickers are pretty big, you know, and I was just terrified of this thing dropping. Well, she sends me a picture of it the other day. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And stupid me, no, I didn't insure it. So I just fucked myself on that one. But the box was fucking smashed. I was like, holy shit. So obviously the thing broke. I'm like, wow, the fucking post office sucks. I've watched them literally look at my packages when I drop them off, and it says fragile on it. And I mean, I'm talking, this is like a 4-inch by 3-inch fragile sticker that's bright red, and they still just throw them. It's like unbelievable. But it's like, you know, I hate that happened. It's like embarrassing, like, because, you know, I feel like I fucked up, even though I probably did. I have to take some responsibility. Maybe I just didn't package it right. But also, you know, the post office fucked it up too. But you know, the person received it broken, and I was already upset because their, you know, thing was delayed as it was because I fucked something up. And I was like, oh my God, maybe it's just not meant to be, like, for this person to have an order from me. But this is on such a bigger scale, you know, where she like sold these contaminated lipsticks to like thousands of people. And that would be my thing. I'd be like, I feel so bad for everybody who got these lipsticks, was excited about getting these lipsticks, and then all of a sudden they get them and they're fucking disgusting, contaminated, unusable.
It's what led to opening up and starting these other brands. Had to take a little break to gather myself. Whew. So after my lipstick launch happened and things obviously did not go as planned, I
like, this girl has lost complete touch with reality.
Honestly became zombie-like. I did the absolute bare minimum as a founder and CEO. I just relied on my team to just kind of like float me through everything, I fell into such a depression. And when I say that, I don't say that lightly. Like, I turned to alcohol. That's when I gained well over 40 pounds, like that, just because I was not taking care of myself in any way, shape, or form. The way I handled the lipsticks is the biggest regret of my entire life.
So this is like all about her. You know, it's nothing about the people that she hurt in the process. It's all about her.
Ever. Like, launching them, that was a shitty situation, you know? But the way I handled it is my biggest regret ever, because it's not just like I gave up on cosmetics. I gave up on myself. I gave up on my little girl dream. I gave up on me. And I felt like such a failure. And instead of picking myself up, getting back up, getting myself together, I just relied on a lot of people who honestly were in my life at the time. And they were yes men. I was surrounded by yes men. I was surrounded by people who were kind of telling me what to do, almost like robotic. And
so now she's putting the responsibility not on herself, but on the people around her. I mean, this is just like, wow, you will not take responsibility for anything. You're acting like you're taking responsibility, but at the same time, you're blaming everybody else.
That's when I decided to create 2 new brands. Instead of pouring myself back into cosmetics, taking accountability and not giving up on myself, I decided, well, got to create new brands, got to prove myself to my followers that, you know, I'm a bad bitch and I can do this. And I'll be honest, you guys, like, just keeping it real, I kind of feel like it was a pressure that was put on me in the sense I put on myself of, like, all of my peers, they all have brands. Like, that's what you do. Like, you create a YouTube channel, you get the income, and then you create your own brand.
Except she never actually created a brand. Every other YouTuber she's referring to, like Manny MUA and all the what's her name, Laura Lee, and all these other YouTubers that she's referring to, Jeffree Star, they actually created their own brands independent of another makeup company. She never created her own brand because her brand was part of Morphe.
Something that
it was owned by Morphe
can make you money going forward. And I looked around and I see everybody, you know, it's like Manny, Laura, Desi, Katie, all these people who are in the same space as me at the same time are all creating brands. And to me, it looks like they're thriving. And I'm like, oh, I got to do it too. I got to do it too. And that's really another thing that I fucked up on in a decision that I made that ended up hurting me, because at the end of the day, guys, I don't really want to be a brand owner. I know that so many people thrive doing that. There's people in person.
So wait a second. Why would you create a brand if you don't want to be a brand owner? It doesn't even make sense.
Personalities out there that like a Kim Kardashian, like, I think that's what makes them happy, is like just to like create more and more brands. And for me, that's not it. Like, I was my happiest doing makeup, working on Jaclyn Cosmetics, doing collabs, and just having a relationship with my followers, honest to God. And that's what it comes down to, is these brands are not serving me anything. They're not bringing me happiness. And I don't care.
They're not serving her anything as she's sitting in her fucking closet that's probably bigger than half of our houses. Okay.
About the money at this point. I've gotten to the age, I definitely went through a phase where it's like money was a driver, fame was a driver, and that no longer is even part of my desires in life. I'm just craving happiness and mental stability and clarity. And I've been so lost due to the decisions that I've made surrounding my cosmetic line and then leading into Jaclyn Roxanne and Cozy. So I have made the decision on my own to shut these brands down, because it's time to own up to my shit and own up to myself, what makes me happy and what I want, and also share with you this as well.
And put all the people that I employ out of work, because, you know, this is about me and my happiness. It's not about anybody else.
Because I've always been the person for the past 10 years online to tell you to do what makes you happy, to follow your dreams. And, you know, I thought that creating these brands was the right idea. I was in a fog at the time. I was just like, okay, sure. We're now going to create jewelry. Don't get me wrong, you guys. I love jewelry and I love my jewelry. Look, I'm wearing it all right now. Like, I'm proud of it. Cozy right here. Literally, I've got my blanket with me.
So basically, anyway, when she says she's creating these brands, what she's doing is she's using these, she's not actually creating the products. and people have proven this online, she's not actually creating the products, right? So she's not part of any type of product development or anything like that. At least for the blanket brand, I know that. Cozy. She's basically using what do they call that? Like a private label company, and then just putting her branding on it. So she's full of shit, this girl.
All times. Softest blanket ever. Love it.
And at an extraordinary markup percentage. Like you could go on AliExpress and get the same exact identical blanket that she's selling for $130. Because I looked at her website and I'm like, holy shit, the prices on this. Like, girl, you're not Kim Kardashian. Okay. She's selling these blankets for like $130. They're like small, what do you call it? Like throw blankets. They're not even like full bedding sets or something that you would put on your bed. So it's ridiculous.
I love it. I'm proud of it, but I'm not excited about it. And that's the thing. It's like I get excited over cosmetics. I'm not excited over the.
She's not excited about it, but this is what the girl pointed out in the video the other day. Sure fucking looked excited about it when they were launching and she was selling the shit out of these things, you know? But now she's like, oh, I'm not even excited about it. So was that just an act you were putting on for everybody? You know, being excited about all these brands that you were starting?
These things. And I kind of had this like aha moment recently where I'm like, I don't want to be known as the cozy girl. I don't want to be known as the blanket girl. I don't want.
This is so fucked up and such a slap in the face to this other girl who owned the brand Cozy. And I'm not really sure exactly. It wasn't, I don't know what the other Cozy was. I forget. I watched her video, but I forget what it was. But it was like a lifestyle brand. I'm not really exactly sure what she was doing with the brand, with the name, but it was the same spelling and everything. And before when Jaclyn Hill announced that she was doing this brand, this name, the girl contacted her and was like, please, you know, I've basically centered my whole life around this brand, right? This name. So here she is, basically, you know, she slapped the girl in the face one time by stealing her name. But now here's the second time where she's like, I don't want to be known as that. The cozy girl. Like, wow, dude. Like, just this girl has no fucking thoughts for other humans and how they feel. Everything's about her, you know? It's like poor Jaclyn.
I want to be known as the jewelry girl. Like, that's not supposed to be my legacy. My legacy was supposed to be cosmetics. That's what I've loved since I was a kid. Like, that was my original dream, was something in the makeup creative space. And at this time of my life, I just want to get back to that. That's just what I desire. And I hope that my honesty and vulnerability with you guys, I hope that it helps some of you in the sense of you don't have to feel like you have to do it all. Some people, they thrive on that. But then there's people like me and it's like, I don't want to have 60 employees that I oversee. You know, I don't want to be on Zoom calls all day, every day. Like, I want to do something creative. I want to work with my hands. Like, I want to, you get it. I also just want to say, because it's something that I've wanted to say, just like loud and proud with my chest, is that I feel like my social media is just, it almost looks like one big brand deal. Because I've got these 3.
It has looked like one big brand deal since God knows what year. Are you kidding me?
3 brands. And in order to pay for the salaries and keep my warehouse open and everything that it takes to run a business here in Tampa, like, I have to have launches all the time. And then I've got Jaclyn Cosmetics and I've got Ulta promos. And it's like, I feel like I'm just always pushing product in your face and I'm so sick of it.
Dude, she's been doing that since she started her channel, not for nothing. She promoted Makeup Geek. And that's how I actually learned about Makeup Geek to begin with. It was from Jaclyn Hill. I didn't watch her initially. When I used to, you know, follow all these beauty channels back in the day. I don't anymore. But when I used to initially when I used to watch these, I went to the IMAX one year and I went with my neighbor and we had, you know, figured out that we both like watch these girls. I used to watch like Harley Bible, who I still love. But I didn't watch Jaclyn Hill. I didn't even know who she was. My neighbor told me about her. From there, I started watching some of her videos, and that's when I learned about Makeup Geek, because she always used to push Makeup Geek eyeshadows and say that it was like, you know, the best eyeshadows, which I totally agree with, especially for the price that, you know, that you paid. The quality is just unbeatable. But anyway, yeah. But she was always pushing brands, always. Now all of a sudden, I don't like pushing brands.
I'm so sick of it. I'm so over it. Like I can't stand, I feel like a salesman and it's just not me. And it feels icky. Even though I love these products, it's just too much.
It feels icky, although sorry, I had to eat something. She feels icky, right? But she's been doing it for years. She's been literally doing it for years. Hold on. Come on, Obi. But now all of a sudden it feels icky. She feels gross pushing brands. After she made her millions, now it's gross.
Like I just jumped into the dive in without floaties and I don't know how to swim. And that's how my life has felt for the past couple of years. And honestly, you guys, I have missed connecting with you so much.
And we're supposed to feel bad for her while she sits in her fucking mansion in her closet.
But keeping it real, I feel very scared to be super vulnerable. That's one of the reasons why I created Jaclyn's Journey, because it was kind of like something that I could slip in on my YouTube channel to try to get like that human connection back with you guys, with my followers. Sorry, there's a fuzzy. That was kind of me testing the waters because I do get so scared of people's opinions and backlash on my life, whatever it may be. There's just negative.
Maybe you should hire a PR rep before you make videos like this. You know what I'm saying? Like this video doesn't tell me that you're scared of backlash, because you should have talked to somebody before you made this video.
And it makes it so hard for me just to be vulnerable and open and honest with you guys, because I'm just so scared of what people are going to have to say. And I hate that. I just want to get back to creating content and having a friendship here and having fun with you guys. Something that has nothing to do with pushing my brands. Oh, somebody told me yesterday, and I love this analogy, that it's like I took the wrong exit on the highway and now I'm making a U-turn. I'm getting back on the highway. And I was like, whoa, that really resonated with me so much. And it's like, honestly, like I'm kind of backpedaling. You know, it's like people are like launching brands and like finding all this success through social media. And here I am like shutting my brands down. It's very humbling. It's been hard to get to this point where I'm just like, okay with that, where I'm like, I'm okay with the fact that I'm closing down these brands.
Of course you are. You made your money.
And the internet might have a lot to say about it, but like I'm doing this for me. I want to get back to what makes me happy. And I've never been happier in my life.
Look, I don't think look, if you're not passionate about what you're doing, you shouldn't do it, you know? But like, I just find it so odd that for all these years, you were excited about this. You were promoting these things. You were in it. And then all of a sudden now you're just like, I'm closing them down. What's the real reason though? Because I don't buy, if something's going good and something's successful, you could hire people to run things for you. You don't need to do that yourself, right? You don't need to be the CEO or anything. You sell off your brand. The fact that you're closing them down tells me that you're in trouble. You're doing something wrong, you know? But she hasn't said that yet. Like she hasn't admitted that, like, okay, I fucked up in the sense where like these businesses aren't doing well. I'm not promoting them. I'm not, I'm not doing well. So she's making it like she's closing these businesses down because like it's just not her to have these businesses. And that's just, to me, doesn't really make sense.
Like my business life and my career than when I was.
Yeah, there was a fuzzy. It probably flew off her lipsticks.
Just simply creating content. And I miss it so much. I do want to take a moment to address the naming of my brand Cozy, because there's been a lot of talk about it. And although I have not addressed it publicly, does not mean that I am not handling it privately. It's really something that I wish the internet would be more aware of, is that you only see moments and minutes throughout my entire week in my life, but behind the scenes is where everything is actually happening. So although I may not address something, does not mean that it's not keeping me up at night and something that I am constantly dealing with and obsessing over and trying to make right. I just want you guys to keep that in mind. What you see here on camera is just a tiny, tiny glimpse into what my life actually looks like. So as a lot of you guys may know, there is a Canadian creator, and she had an online digital platform called All Things Coz. And Coz was spelled the same way as my brand, Koze. So at the time, I hired a trademark attorney to make sure that whatever name my team and I came up with for my brand.
It doesn't even matter about the trademark. I didn't even realize that the girl's brand was in Canada. So like, it doesn't matter. It's the online, like the branding has obviously changed nowadays, right? Where it's like, you have to worry about the online space too of a brand, and if if somebody has the name online, she just went in and took over it. Like, it's just fucked up.
Was going to be able to be used legally. We came up with over 100 different names. Everything was taken. We created names from scratch, taken. Everything was trademarked until we came up with the name Cozy, spelled Koze. My attorney told me, trademark is open. It's all yours. Great. Where I personally messed up as an owner, as a founder, as a CEO, was not doing my own due diligence on the social media side of things. I was not made aware that there was a smaller Canadian creator with an online platform.
That's such bullshit. That's such bullshit because everybody and their mother made her aware of this.
That had that exact same spelling within the brand name. Until we had placed an order for everything, for the blankets, for the robes, for the pajamas, for the...
I don't buy this. So many people made a big controversy out of this on the internet. But, you know, she somehow missed all that until she launched it.
Socks, for the slippers. And that's when I was made aware of the spelling being the same. The second that I was made aware of the situation, my team and I reached out to her directly to try to make this right. And we never heard back from her. And I completely understand why, because I would be pissed off if I was her as well. All right. The situation sucks. I'm just giving you my perspective.
She's like, the situation sucks. So now not only did you steal her brand, you know, you made tons of money off of the name. And now you're just like, yeah, I don't need it anymore. Oh my God, what a slap in the face.
Of what happened behind the scenes of the camera. So I want to let you guys know what you can expect to see from Jaclyn, Roxanne, and Cozy as these two brands are shutting down. It's not as easy as just going into the warehouse and turning off the lights and saying, everybody go home, the brands are closed. We have placed POs months and months ago that we are committed to. I also have a team of employees out here in Tampa at the warehouse. They depend on these salaries to feed their families. So it's not like I'm just laying everybody off and saying, we're done, go home.
But you are doing that, essentially. You know, you could say you're not doing that, but essentially that's exactly what's going to happen. Those people are going to be unemployed.
Everybody has a heads up. Everybody has a chance to figure out what they want to do.
I'd fucking just leave. Why stick around? You know what I'm saying? She's telling everybody in this video that she's like not interested in being a brand owner. So it's not like she's going to have opportunities for people elsewhere. So I would just be like, well, fuck you. What am I going to stick this out for? Honestly.
While we are shutting down and having this open, transparent conversation with not only my employees, but my followers as well.
It's her apology outfit.
You will see massive sales hitting the website. You'll also see a couple of new things coming to the website. Like for instance,
I wouldn't buy a goddamn thing from this woman.
A collection. I'm actually wearing one of the necklaces right now that's launching, I believe, this week. And then we have some blankets, like another robe coming in as well. We committed to these purchase orders earlier in the year before I finally made this decision. So you'll see a few new things trickle in as we are shutting things down. And then as we sell through, you will see everything come to a complete close in the next couple of months. As for Jaclyn Cosmetics goes, honestly, you guys, I don't know the future of my brand. I really don't. I mean, because of everything that I've said to you this entire video, I really don't know. I mean, I really stepped away and I really just did the bare minimum. And I was given such an incredible...
Because you don't own the brand. You don't own the brand. So that's why you stepped away. You never were really in the ownership spot.
Incredible opportunity to be in Ulta stores. And I've done the bare minimum supporting my brand in Ulta, which is crazy.
This just sounds like one, like, I'm a spoiled lazy bitch video, honestly.
Because that's literally my dream. I could just cry over this. Like, I remember working at the Mac store, all right? And this is when I was physically on food stamps. And
dude, this is where I lost my shit on this video. She says she was working at the Mac store on food stamps. Hold on.
And during my lunch break, at Mac, I would walk upstairs in the Chicago Woodfield Mall and I would go into the Ulta store and I'll just walk around and stare. And I remember feeling like always slightly embarrassed because like the sales girls would be like, can I help you? And I'd be like, oh no, it's okay. Because I did not have $1 to spend on makeup, but I'll just walk around and swatch stuff and just like dream about like being able to own these things. And I've talked about this. I talked about this like 8 years ago on my YouTube channel. And just to then fast forward and have my own Jaclyn Cosmetics in Ulta stores, like talk about and I haven't even given that relationship the love that it deserves because I just felt like such a failure. Even though Ulta believed in me, I didn't believe in myself. How crazy is that? So
God, dude.
At this point, I don't know what's going to happen with Jaclyn Cosmetics because of the decisions that I've made.
Dude, there's no way she was on. At some point, she said she was on a food stamps 11 years ago, right? So that would make her 21 years old. There's no fucking way. I don't buy it. I don't buy that she was ever on food stamps. I don't know if she just tells this story to try to make herself more relatable to her, community. But they don't. I don't know. I've never heard of somebody, a single, 21-year-old with no children or anything, or no, not on disability or anything like that, just getting food stamps. I don't think so. I don't believe it. I don't buy it. I just don't think you would be on food stamps. Like, if that were the case, every fucking college student in the world would be on food, in America would be on food stamps. Like, I don't know. I just don't buy it. I don't buy that she was ever on food stamps. Maybe her family was, that's possible, but I just don't see that a 21-year-old single woman with no children, who's fully able-bodied, who could work, who has a job, is on food stamps. I'm not buying it. I don't know why she's telling this story, but it's rare that happens.
Because of the fact that I did the bare minimum. It's just wild to think that is what started my YouTube career, turning on some rinky-dink camera, using a lamp as my lighting.
Remy, yeah, they give them to single adults, but typically it's when they're disabled somehow. Like, not in her case. I just don't know if I buy it. I don't know.
Recreating a Kim Kardashian cosmopolitan winged eyeliner look, like, with nothing to get out of it. I didn't know you could make money on YouTube. I didn't know you could make a career out of it. I just thought it was a community that you could possibly build.
This isn't happening. Like, this, what she's saying, the internet has moved on from that. People aren't watching tutorials anymore like that. So, unless she's going to be doing something that's innovative, like that space no longer really exists anymore. People aren't doing that. People aren't watching it. Even the old beauty influencers that are still on here, they're really not doing those types of videos anymore. There's just not a market. I think we all understand how to basically do our makeup at this point in time. Every once in a while, I'll turn on a video and I'll watch a tutorial if I'm looking for a certain look that I want to do. But, people are more doing those short format, videos now. And unfortunately, that's what it is.
You learn makeup. Like, that's all I thought it was back in 2011. And so, yeah, I definitely feel ashamed and like I blew it. And that might be the case.
You could get food stamps as long as you are on an adult and don't make enough money. I don't know.
But
I've never been on them, so I really don't know how it works. I just I don't know.
Own up to it and own my shit. And at this point, it's like, let's just see what the future holds, but I'm just sick of trying to chase validation. I just want to be happy. I want mental stability. I'm so sick of feeling lost or doing what I feel like I'm supposed to do or what people are telling me to do. Like, I'm just.
So again, she's not taking any responsibility for this, but really this is like a journey of her happiness, not even thinking about how many people it's going to affect. Because if she's employing 60 people, that's a lot of people, and now those 60 people are going to be out of work and starving while she sits in her mansion trying to find her happiness.
Ready to take my life into my own hands. And I've been working really hard on that recently.
I feel like if her businesses were successful, she would sell them off instead of closing them down. Just saying.
What I said, we're done. And just moving forward with what I want to do and what's going to make me happy, no matter what that looks like. All I know is we do have one last launch in our pipeline that's actually coming out this month. And it's the most innovative product that I've ever created.
So she hates being a salesperson. She hates plugging these products, but here she is. This is a sales pitch right here.
You will see that I really put time and effort into this product with my team. There's nothing like it. There's no formula that I have ever seen on the market like this. It is so beautiful and so unique. And I'm so excited for it to launch. And I just want to be able to give my brand the love that it deserves, even if it ends up shutting down too. Like, on the way out, I've got to just stay true to myself and that little Jaclyn, if you will. I've got to honor that. I've got to honor my true original love and passion and dream. And that's where I'm at. So that's it, you guys. I hope that you enjoy this video. And I hope that this video was more to you than just me announcing that I'm closing down my brands. I hope that there's a message that you can take away in this video, whatever it may be.
The message I got is that you're a fucking narcissist who doesn't take any responsibility for your mistakes in life.
Hope that you guys.
You totally blamed other people, this whole video. It's yes men. I was, trying to please other people. Nothing's her fault.
Just follow your hearts. Take care of yourself first. Take care.
And she still hasn't really fully admitted her failures.
Care of your heart, take care of your mind, take care of your mental health, get yourself in a good mental stable place, and then make your own decisions, and don't let other people push you into decisions. Don't feel like you have to, be this girl boss in order to prove something to anybody else. Just follow your heart and what makes you happy. And you know that I have preached that for the last 11 years here on my channel. So that's it. I love you guys, and I'm looking so forward just to getting back to doing content that I love, and that I'm excited about. I've missed you. Even though I've been here, it's like I've been a little shell of me, and I've missed you. And that's it. I love you. And I'll see you in my next video.
Well, I won't be watching personally your next video, probably, unless it's on one of the tea spill channels. Yeah, she did Marlena dirty. So I don't care for this woman. I just don't. Every time she gets up and tries to do one of these apology videos, it just always turns me off to her even more and more, I think she lost touch with reality at some point in time. It really makes you wonder, though, were these people always like this, or did YouTube make them like this? Did the fame and the fortune get to their heads and turn them into different people? Because that does happen. Was she ever this humble person that she tries to pretend to be? I don't know. It's hard to say. But she's definitely somewhere along the lines lost touch with reality, which is why, like Carly Bible, I feel like she never lost touch with reality, being who she is. She's always stayed true to herself, no matter what, no matter how big her house is or whatever. I feel like she's never changed in the way that this girl has changed. She's never had to sit there. She's never made such mistakes where she's had to sit there and, make these apology videos. She won't make a next video unless she's shilling a product. Yeah. But then she's going to sit there and act like she hates selling things. But at the very end of the video, she's like promoting her new formula. Oh, girl, stop it. Stop it. Carly Bible is a legend. Not only is she like one of the most gorgeous beauty YouTubers out there, but she just always stayed grounded and level-headed. She's a beautiful girl. She shows that off, but she's also very humble. And I don't know. I like her personality. I really do. I always have. She was definitely my favorite. And I feel like she actually, during that time, flew under the radar when a lot of these other girls were getting, the attention and the brand deals and all that stuff. She kind of just flew under the radar. I think if you start out well and never have a downside to your business, then yes, you need to be humbled. But if you've gone without, you tend to be humble. I don't know. I don't believe that she was on food stamps. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's something that she said to be relatable to her audience, because I do know that she has a very supportive family, and I just don't see her family letting her starve to the point where she needed to be on food stamps. So, I don't know. I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. Plus, you go with the whole qualification thing. But anyway, that should be proof to Laura that you could run brands and also, you could have a business and also concentrate on other things. Because she just told us that she was running 3 brands and like barely doing anything. They were pretty much running themselves, other people. So, because, Laura seems to think that if you have a business, that your business should be your whole entire fucking life, and you shouldn't have time for anything else in life. Everything should be your business, and that's it. Don't make time for your family. Don't do anything for yourself. Don't have hobbies. Just run a business, and that's it. You have to dedicate a certain amount of time, obviously, every day or week to your business. But, I would love to know what Laura's sales are like. Not how much money she's making, but like how much business is she actually getting running a small business on YouTube? Who's her main customers, base, which is mine too right now, right? But I also don't promote my products many other places. I'm not like Laura. I'm not going into people's chats and put my website in their chats. I promote it only on my channel, you know? And then on like, you know, Instagram and stuff like that. But, you know, she seems to think that she's so much more successful. There are a lot of people like Jaclyn Hill who take things for granted. I mean, if you have 2 hours to sit there going, you know, taking 67 screenshots out of a live, then, you know, you must not be that busy either, Laura. Because I'll tell you what, on Saturday, while you were sitting there taking 67 screenshots, I was making candles for somebody and testers for my own business and updating my website. And I got a lot done on Saturday as far as that goes. So I don't know what you're talking about. In fact, I made this cute little candle here and I hope it works out. Smells good. So I read that already. They've never really worked for it. I won't, to be fair, I'm not going to say she didn't work for her success, Jaclyn Hill, because she did. You know, she got her channel going. And I mean, look, it's not easy to do that. It's not, especially at the time when she did it, where it was like uploads only, right? People weren't doing live streams. And so all your content had to be edited and uploaded. You know, it's a lot of work. Like people, I don't know, people tend to think, I guess if you don't edit videos, they don't realize how much work goes into editing videos. It takes a really long time. Even if you're only doing jump cuts, you know, it takes a long time. You got to review the footage, make sure you're cutting in the right spot. It's time consuming. You know, sometimes you film, like when I was doing my grief series, I would film it for maybe like an hour, right? Or an hour and a half. And then I would have to cut that hour and a half down into a 30-minute or 20-minute video that made sense, you know, like where the story is making sense. And sometimes I would tell part of the story later and then have to go back and put it in a timeline where it made sense to you guys. So it takes a lot of time and it's a lot of work, you know, plus it's all the setup. Like in my house, I don't have a place where I could like really keep my lights and everything set up. Although I did during that time, because it was kind of in my office. So I would keep the lights up, but there was times where I had to like put everything away because, you know, I would need this space for something else. And so, you know, if you don't have like a studio set up in your house somewhere, you know, then it's a pain in the ass because you got to take that into account too. You got to set up your light, your camera, you know, all your batteries and everything else. So it's like, there's a lot that goes into, you know, producing and making your own videos, you know, especially like a makeup tutorial. Those are hard to film and edit. So in a way that's going to make sense, you know, because you don't want to have a 2-hour-long makeup video. So, I mean, she built her following and definitely worked her ass off in that sense. It's just, I think once she reached a certain point, you know, where it felt like the money was probably coming really easy to her, she just kind of took the back seat, I guess. I've never edited a video in my life. It's very time consuming. I mean, I edited that couple-minute video that I put out yesterday for members only. That took me like an hour to edit, you know, altogether. So, I mean, and it's only a couple of minutes. It's just the whole, you know, you have to watch things. You have to rewatch them and rewatch them and rewatch them and just make sure that like it makes sense, you know, together. So, and then if you're adding any other, you know, stuff like music or text on the screen, that's even more time consuming. So I'm not saying, you know, I think she worked hard? Yeah, she did. I just think that she lost touch with reality somewhere along the lines where, you know, she just can't take responsibility for anything. I've done a ton of editing in the past couple of years, and I'd say it takes about 10 minutes per minute of film on average. Yeah, pretty much, right? I mean, it's just crazy. You would think like with something that's only a minute or two long, it would take you only a minute or two to edit it, but that's just not the case. You know, it's hard. It's hard work. It's really time consuming. That's why so many people are like, oh, I'd rather just do live videos because it's so much easier. You press a button and boom, you know, you got a whole video, hours long. You don't have to really do the work. So that's why I don't look at this as like necessarily work. I mean, is it taking time? Yeah, it's taking my time away from doing other things that I could be doing, but it's also, you know, it's not that hard. But, you know, some people want you to believe that this is like Betty Bullhorn and shit. You know, this is a job. It's so hard. It's not. It's really not. Mo money, mo problems, right? Well, I guess that's the truth. It has to be. So anyway, I got to get off here though, because I do have other things I have to do. Got a couple orders I got to put together. So I will talk to you guys sometime throughout the week. I'll be back. Have a good day, everybody. And I will see you in the next one. All right, I'm out.